Okay. Yeah. Welcome to the guests online. Susanna, you check the chat online. Hello to everybody online. We have some guests at the Zoom.
Hello,
chat.
everybody. I hope everything is okay. Thank you, myself.
Okay. Good. So let's start. Just some words. My name is Lawrence. I am your host together with Rolf today at that conference. Some words. I like working remotely for decades probably. Have some services. If you look for a remote job, look for remoteworkjobs.ch. If you look for co-living, go to co-livingswitzerland.ch. And I do consulting about remote and hybrid work for companies and some teaching in different universities in Switzerland. Rolf, how about you?
Thank you. Yeah, I can more or less copy the first thing remotely for a decade almost. And I'm founder of the Impact Hub also, where we are here again this year. And yeah, I do a lot of other things, photography, trips, and automation stuff. Yeah, that's about me. We don't want to get any longer here. We also have Mona. I think she's online. I saw her somewhere. And she is the communication department of this of this conference.
That's right.
But unfortunately, they are on the road, as a digital nomad should be in November. And yes, here is Mona. I see her on my screen.
Hi, Mona.
Okay, so next.
Yeah, a word to the sponsors. Thank you very much to our sponsors. We have Co-Living Freelang. We will have Stefan on stage today from Co-Living Freelang with the Nomad Fest Switzerland. Very interesting for nomads as well to go there. We have a media partner, Swiss Dev Jobs. If you look for a remote job in the industry, in the software industry, probably you will find it there or on my platform. We work together. Swiss Dev Jobs with my platform, and we have two competition partners, so you can win some prizes today from Magic Heidi. That's typically Swiss Heidi, you know. It's you can win something from Magic Heidi, and from Flesk you can work in a co-work space for free for 1 day. I have some goodies. We do trivia in the end. Rolf, that's
yes, so for the agenda today, we are going to record this session, so you can have a look at it afterwards as well as every year. And we have a lot of awesome speakers again this year. And this is Swen and Aurélie. They are already here somewhere. Good. And then Susan over there, Heike and Gerd, yes. And Jessie is already here too. So that's perfect. After the slides, the keynotes, we will have a panel discussion with all of the speakers, or at least those speakers who did not leave by then. And we will have some question and answers also from the audience, from you, and from the people watching online. And then we start the apéro. It's probably more 6-ish and not 5:45. But yes, that will be also held here on this floor, I think, this time not down at the third. But we also have a nice terrace outside. The toilets are 1 floor down. When you entered, they are somewhere there. You will not miss it. And yes, feel free to use the terrace for smoking and everything. Wi-Fi, the code is there, Strong Together for Impact Hub Community Network. And that's it. Association, Lorenz.
Yeah, we are a not-for-profit association and event, so nobody gets paid. Even the speakers get just their train tickets. But you can be member of the Digital Nomad Switzerland Association. It It's just 20 Swiss francs per year, and you get a lot for that money. Yeah, we will see what you get for that money. Maybe the next slide. So the registration is over here. Yeah, what we plan for next year. 2 co-workations, each of them 4 days. We go to Kokisberg, that's really in the out in the nowhere somewhere, Bernese Alps, and
Not so bad. It's 40 minutes here from
40
Bern.
minutes, and there's Wi-Fi, it's everything there, but there's a lot of cheese. We will have fondues and everything, and the association is paying for the food, so you will get cheese fondue and the barbecue, and we will talk about AI. We will work together. So that's the thing we think it's the future of work, it's the future of learning. Come together, spend 4 days, talk to each other, like unconference style. And we'll do that 4 days. You just pay for your room. We share the whole house. I think we have 10 rooms in
Something like that.
something like that. And then we have a look at Yvonne, that's in the French part of Switzerland. We will spend 4 days, at least 4 days, from Thursday to Sunday. You can bring your van, you can bring your tent, or you can rent a little house there, Coco Suite, and spend some time with us there. And the idea is very simple. It's not for profit, coming together, share your skills, share your time. We do that now in it's number 4 in Yvonne, yeah, and number 2 in
Kokisberg.
And sometimes we go for a train ride, a traination. We call it traination, combination of train and workation. And we buy a ticket for 1 day, and we spend a day together on the train and work on our projects. Yeah, and then look at that. That's how fun a general assembly could be. No joke, that was the last one in summer, and we'll do that at my place in Kerzers. It's not far away from Bern, 20 minutes, and we had a lot of fun times. We will eat the fondue. Mark it in your calendar, the 1st of February. As a DNCH member, you are invited to spend some time in that cellar, and we'll do another party. We have 2 DJs. One is here, Good Mike, DJ Good Mike. Siba is on the road. They will do all the music stuff, and there will be a theme. We don't know yet what it will be. This was 80s style. This was the fondue.
5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah. We're getting older. Oh, yeah. Okay, next slide. Yeah, we have a website, we have Slack channel with 400 people you can exchange. It's very important as a association to bring people together. You can ask your questions, you can share your skills in our association, Instagram, and what's that? LinkedIn. Whatever, we are everywhere, almost now, but we are on many places, but Slack is our main place with 400 people in the Slack channel or in the Slack group. And we have a shop if you want to buy some t-shirts like that, fancy stuff, buy it, and it helps us, it helps us with some francs for the association. No, don't show that, Sorry, you didn't see nothing. That's a competition in the end. Okay, now we're finished talking from my side. Rolf, do you want to say some words first? Then we will jump into the keynotes.
What words do you mean?
Well, I don't know.
I did not prepare the speaker.
We never prepare
no,
too much.
Never.
So
that's an ad hoc thing, yeah.
Just to make sure everything is said. Okay,
yes.
Then we start.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
good.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
The first.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we start with Swen Kocher and Aurélie Métayer. some words. Swen is member of DNCH, of the association, and he was at the party as well. So ask him about the party in Kerzers, about the 80s parties. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it, Swen? But you don't show pictures of that party. You talk about discover how nomadic work and lifestyle can be transformative by integrating flexibility and innovation into the modern workplace. That's the first talk. Okay, maybe some words. So Swen is used, and Aurélie they are used to work from a van, and they do a lot of green desking, I think. Exactly. You work out in the nature, and I'm very happy to see some pictures of green desking today.
Genau. First one. Every time a challenge.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
The stage is yours.
So, hello everyone. My name is Swen, and this here in front is Aurélie, or here you see Aurélie smiling. She's from Brittany in France, and she works as a nurse. As for me, I'm electronic engineer, and I grew up in the French part of Switzerland, so I'm bilingual, French-German. Aurélie speaks French. We are not so fluent in English, so sorry for that. We have this project together, and I take care of the customer. I go out, and Aurélie makes all the work, so the organization and plan all these cool days. Our paths crossed 8 years ago. And today we live in Fribourg with our large blended family, our patchwork family, we name it, which includes 4 children. We share this common passion that is discovering other cultures and landscapes, so to travel. These travels enrich our daily lives, but as you can imagine, the return from holiday is always accompanied by the famous back to work. So we don't like this, and so we are still looking for solutions to go travel as soon as possible again. Thank you for welcoming us today. We are happy to share a little piece of our story with you. Teleworking is an evolution toward new horizons. After more than 15 years as a technical engineer and representative traveling the roads of Switzerland in an office car, I set up my home office. Some jobs means that I see my superior by video conference, by Zoom, by Teams, etc. only one time in a week. A practice that become to be normal for me. But 10 years ago, for many companies, the teleworking seemed unthinkable. The lack of control, the needs for trust were all obstacles to his adoption. Then the pandemic, arrived and forced the whole world to work from home. So overnight, no alternative. And since then, many companies have adjusted their policies to incorporate teleworking into their practices. Finally, I can say, things are changing and attitudes are evolving. Not everyone aspires to be a nomad worker or a digital nomad who works while traveling around the world, just Heike Gerd, for example. And not just one, not everyone aims to spend their life in their home village, in Guckisberg maybe, all their life. So between these two extremes, there is a whole range of possibilities. Everyone can find a balance between work, freedom, and stability. So teleworking has become much more than an option. It's now an opportunity for everyone to rethink their relationship with the workspace and better harmonize their personal and professional lives. This is in France, Brittany, a cool place where you see the essential to work. So we set ourselves a mission to explore all the possible steps to shake up the established codes and offer everyone concrete solutions for rethinking the way they work. Here are a few questions to ask yourself. How effective is our day-to-day work in the office really? How can we break the sometimes boring routine of teleworking or home working? What tools and conditions do I need to work well? And where will be my office tomorrow? Maybe there. These questions invite us to explore new ways of working and to imagine a more flexible and balanced future. For us, and I think the most people that are here, and I hope for all workers, is in the middle this work-life balance. To achieve your proper work-life balance, as I say, it's not the same for every guy. Why we have the two colors? What do you think? We have the green for the employees and the blue for the employers. So we made this when we started the project. At the beginning, we said, okay, what's important for both parts? And to find a possible solution, a possible way for you. These days, getting back to the nature, spending time, quality time with the family, with friends, living comfortable and enjoying greater freedom on a daily basis have become priorities for many people. Today, an attractive employer stands out for its open-mindedness, capacity of innovation, and flexibility in work organization. These are the values that meet modern aspirations and attract the attention of today's talent. And when I see our kids, they have not the same, they are minded in this way. So their goal is not to work 40 years in the same company and to share an office with 10 people. No. They want to travel, they want to spend more time with the friends, with the family. So this is going in this way. So we start testing. Yeah, it's important that you test. You have some good ideas, but you have to test it. So maybe you recognize some guys on the Traination. So this was one that I made with the Digital Nomad Switzerland. Exactly. And also in my personal camper van, I regularly leave to work at the edge of a forest with my van. So it's a quiet and resourcing start in the day. You cannot imagine how it's cool to hear the birds and to be in freedom in the forest, and yes, working, finally. Yeah, here you see Aurélie working on our blog and answering customer queries while traveling last year to Morocco and discovering this great country. This is here from this spring. I tasted also the bike in work. A little bit sporty because it was in March and it's almost cold in the tent, and to work at the evening, so not so cool, but I take to manage it and to show how it's possible, and I can tell you it's possible to work also this way. Finally, to all these tests, it takes us not so long to spot the must-haves. You know the must-haves to work, so these different ways. Power and internet. Wi-Fi, internet, exactly, internet. Yeah, you can also work offline and then upload end of the day, for example. It depends what you do for a job, but internet, Wi-Fi connection is still a challenge, but there are a lot of solutions, a lot of different solutions. And the third, most important work so is coffee. Yes. Yes, here is the machine, and here is the traditional Bialetti when we are on the road. So that was the beginning of the Bureau Nomad story. And today we offer the following services, or different services, and let's take a look closer to these different possibilities. No, it's not so. Yeah. So the idea is to come and enjoy a day, to take advantage of a unique setting, to meet other co-workers, like this they do in Ruckisberg, for example, and or organize a team retreat and combine the launch of a project, a half-yearly review, or a productive work session with an inspiring outing. You see, we are on the border of a forest, near a lake. There are still the base is to be always outdoor, to be in the nature. A member of our team, of the Bureau Nomad, will take care of all the organization, and so you can fully focus on your work objectives without the logistic worries. This means Wi-Fi hotspots to share for over 30 people in different ways. Clearly, the first point for this spot is to have 4G or 5G. We are also testing now the Starlink solution. That's maybe the alternative to be more flexible in the future. So a typical day schedule, so that you become an idea of this. We propose actually departures from Bern, Fribourg, and Lausanne, always at the railway station, and we bring back the people there to the station. Or you can join us directly, but that's the all-inclusive service we can offer. You see here the gourmet break. We named it gourmet break because when we talk about sandwiches, or the first tests I made with people, we had sandwich, and it's boring. Huh? It reminds me too much the traditional office with cramps on the keyboard, and no, I don't want this. So we want to spend more time to grill meat or cheese or cook some homemade pizza. So take a little bit time, more time, but be effective in the rest of the time, and it works. So. On the requests, we offer a range of activities, workshops focusing on well-being and reconnecting. Here just a few examples, because when you talk with companies and with HR guys, they always, the first question is what the people are doing. We want that they work, or you have some team building event or something like this. So it's sometimes quite difficult to just say, hey, we pick up the people, they work and come back and have a good day in the nature. So we have different options. So starting the day with energy and serenity, an expert for come to share practical advice on how to improve your posture and comfort at work, at home, for example. Technique of relaxation and stimulating the senses. And the barefoot trail, that's my favorite at the moment. That's a unique experience to reconnect with nature. Yeah, there you stimulate all your senses, and yeah, a really funny day. But Aurélie and myself will also be able to advise you on many other possibilities to add some workshops, etc., in this day to enrich the day. But believe me, in our experience, just unfolding a camping chair on the edge of a lake at the start of the day with your team or with your colleagues is very funny, because some people have never done this, and it's a starting of team building activity. So you don't have to spend a lot of money for team building. You can just do this. So then I tasted, and that's what I like to do also in this year, 2 weeks from French Brittany back to Switzerland with my whole equipment. This was a bit, yeah, it was a little bit difficult because my laptop is not so powerful. So I had to take a power station with 230 volt, with 7 kilo. 2 weeks sleeping in the tent. The camping places were not open in March. So yeah, it was, I was not finding a bathroom up every day, but it's also this funny part of to travel. But it was possible to work 1, 2, 3 hours, because I had 2 weeks and around 100 kilometers per day with a bicycle. So it's just, yeah, it's sportive. We can offer bike and work or walk and work tours in a day. So not so far. And when you are motivated sportives and cyclists, we can talk about it and organize an excursion. The idea is in a day to explore a city or region with the bike, and to include breaks to travel, to work, sorry. This is an original way to combine discovery and professional efficiency. Yes, the van workation. So we have this season we had 3 vans. This is also for holidays. We have a rental service for holidays. And we use this van also for whole weeks. So it's fully equipped, a van for a week, perfect for a working week. You can explore Switzerland, whether on your own or with your family, maybe. It's also possible. We name this work vans. They are equipped with, with a comfortable workspace. And we have also power inside. We have the Wi-Fi. We have all what you need to work. And too easy with a small car, so easy change the environment. We can also put together a customized discovery tour for you, including some authentic and incredible night spots that we tested together with Aurélie. So the idea there is to come Monday starting afternoon. So the people have time to come with train or with plane or whatever, and do a 4 nights, and Friday morning you come back. Another experience to make workation. So we have a lot of stuff. So you can also organize your own working day, or if you plan another event. Here are some example what you have. We offer a wide range of equipments that we can also we rent it, or we can also sell it, or what you need. I think in this environment for home office or for mobile office, we can provide you. We would like to share with you a project we have been supporting over the last 2 years, together with the local tourist office of Gruyère, that's near Fribourg, between Bern and Lausanne. So there's the cheese also, good cheese, very good cheese for the fondue. We looked at the question of the nomadic office. This involves going out to meet the visitors at events, or positioning ourselves in places that are very popular for the tourists. And the Gruyère tourism team tested various different concepts with us. This was Bumblebee. Bumblebee is our multifunctional trailer. You know, Bumblebee is coming, the people who know Transformers. That's the yellow transformer. That's why it's named Bumblebee. That's also each vehicle or a trailer or van has a name. That's important because it's a part of the family. So it's Bumblebee. So, and they tested also the van. And the initiative was a great success, appreciated for the team, from the team, and also for the tourists, and really enriching their offer. They are currently in the evaluation phase to define the solution best suited for their needs. And we see also other companies or regions. We have the region like near the lake of Murten. They have recently opted for a bicycle team for the tourist office to interact directly with the visitors. So also there is the reflection to say, hey, we have our offices, yeah, it's cool, but it's much more better and also easier to find the contact with the people when we go outside. And that's exactly what we have done with the teams. And so, yeah, it's working. It's cool. So, we are here to help you realize your personal project. You see, different projects. Whether you want to organize a test day or equip your home office, upgrade your home office, because a lot of people that have to work at home have not the right infrastructure or were not helped by the companies to find a great solution. And there are different ways to have a fixed home office, or also to have a box that you can do on the side, and so have just a flying office. So we have there different solutions. And we can advise also for this individual infrastructure for you to become a digital nomad. And don't hesitate to contact us. We are ready to help you in every step in this way to end there on the dune in Morocco. The story doesn't end here. There are still so many possibilities to explore and test. Just do it. So that together we can redefine the office of tomorrow. Thanks for your attention.
Minutes for questions.
Yeah, we are ready now to answer the questions. If you have direct questions for us, we'll try to. We have not talked about the prices and all. The idea is also when you just join us as a co-worker, we want that this is in the same range. So I don't know exactly the prices, but yeah, 30, 40 francs, the idea to participate in a day and to be outside, so a co-working outside, as to complete the offer from the traditional co-working spaces. And then we organize this. It's important that you register you. So we have now in the winter session we have a little bit less dates and possibilities. We start again, I think, in April. We are currently evaluating also all-year solution with a tiny space. That's a new concept also is coming from Germany. We are evaluating this, and this is a possibility to go in front of a lake during the winter. So that's what we are currently working on it. And then when you see these all-inclusive days, we make also the dates on our website, and then you can see where we are going or what we are doing this day, and you can register easily through the website. Voilà. There are no other questions, so thank you.
Okay, Swen and Aurélie, thank you very much for your speech, and I have a little chocolate. No, it's from Eichenberger.
Merci
something for your green desking days. Thank you very much for your speech. And now I need my notes. See, where we go. I lost it, but I will find it. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Are you ready, Susan? Yeah. Okay, we are a little bit ahead of time, but that's good. That's good. We take that. Next speaker will be Susan Landolt. And last time, Susan, when we spoke, it was for a 777 event. And you've been in Costa Rica at that time. And you talked about less stress, less chaotic life. And I was very impressed about your keynote at that time. And I thought you have to take the stage for some information about learn how to achieve more freedom and less chaos through flexible organization, leading to a stress-free and fulfilling life as a digital nomad. So, Susan, the stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, just give me a second so that I can share my screen. Okay. Good. Yeah, so thank you very much for having me. And the question for now is, are you ready to turn your back on chaos and organize your life with structure? But before I start with the topic, or before I go into the topic, I would like to share a few words about me. My name is Susan Landolt, and in short, I would say I'm a person not accepting the status quo just because it's easy or comfortable. So I really like to change all my, so yeah, I can't remember, I always liked it. I really embrace changes. I like challenges and the adventure. And I think my biggest adventure, I started my biggest adventure nearly 1.5 years ago. I quitted my job. That actually was not the adventure. I did that several times. But I also quit my apartment and we sold really everything. And then we started our new life as a digital nomad. And besides that, because changing the whole life is of course not enough, so I also started my own business. And today I'm teaching or train and coach people, but also small businesses when it comes to self-management, when it comes to structure your life, reducing stress and find your own work-life balance. And yeah, when it comes to small businesses, then it's of course also all about process management and structure in the company. But now enough, I would say let's start with the topic. And yeah, the question is, what is structure, or how can we get structure? And if you break it down, it is quite simple because it is based on, let's say, 4 pillars. So you have the routine, you have discipline, you need continuity and priority. Routine, it's kind of what is fun for you or what is easygoing, but I come to that a little bit later. And then we have the discipline. Discipline is, of course, if you take things really seriously. So if you decide to do something, how seriously you take it, and can you be disciplined enough to really do it on long term? And that's a continuity. So continuity is, yeah, really, we would like to do things on long term. If we change something, it should be on long term. It's not only for the next week or something else. It's really, yeah, I said long term, so sustainable. And then the priority, yeah, of course, priorities should be what is important to you. And for that, you first maybe need to answer the, yeah, I guess it's quite a challenging questions, at least for some of us. You first need to know, what do you really want? Where do you want to go? What is important for you? If you can't answer that question, it's really difficult to also get structure in your life, to reduce stress and all these things. Because if you don't know what you want and if you don't know where to go, then what kind of priorities do you have? You might have some priorities, but maybe they're not yours. So then is it really what you want? Yeah, but that's at the end, it's not enough because there are a lot of other challenges, and I guess with some of them you are quite familiar. So what else hinders us to really get structure in our life? It is pressure and stress. It is responsibility. You might have a job where you have a lot of responsibility, or something else where you feel like you are responsible, or maybe you just think you are responsible, but you are maybe not. So also question those things. Constant lack of time, of course, yeah. The always available mentality. Is it really needed that you answer a WhatsApp, email, no matter if it is in your private life or job at 10 p.m. or can't it wait till tomorrow? So why not switching off those things and just relax? Passion for perfection. I guess that's maybe also a thing, yeah, it's a mentality thing. So we keep thinking we have to be perfect. But what is perfect? And I don't want to start the discussion about perfection, but I think we need more pragmatism. We need more 80-20. Sometimes it's really enough. And then too much at once. Yeah, we all know it. We have a huge to-do list and we think, yeah, that's okay. One more thing, no matter, I can do it. And then we realize, okay, it's just not possible. We end up with frustration and stress. But sorry, that's still not everything. There is one big part missing, and this is self-created stress. At least 90% of our stress is caused by ourselves. I would say it's even more, but yeah, let's be a bit careful here. But if you start thinking about it, then you will really realize there are so many situations where you cause stress for yourself just because you think you have to do something. So yeah, I think it's really important that we think about that and start changing things. So what can you now do to also start changing things? And here it is important to set clear boundaries for you. What do I mean with that? Start saying no. Stop doing things and keep focus. So say no is not weak, it's a strength. It shows that you are self-confident, it shows that you are organized, that you have a structure, that you know what is possible and what is not possible, that you can estimate your time and how much is left or not left. Stop doing things. This is actually one of my favorite tasks or activity. Yeah, I don't know how to put it. Because at the end, it's nothing else than defining your, how I call them, energy eater. So where do you think you waste your time? And then why you keep doing them? Stop doing those things. Really start thinking about it. And yeah, think about it again. What is important for you and where do you would like, or with what do you would like to spend your time? And what is not needed, stop doing those things. And then two positive thing happens. One is that big thing which is on your shoulder, so you get really rid of that, you are relieved. And the second thing is you have more time. And at the end, we need more time because you remember one of the challenges, constant lack of time. So how can we concentrate on our important things if we just don't have enough time? So if you stop things which are not important or where you think you waste your time, then you also gain some time. And keep focus. Yeah, this is also most of the time underestimated, but it's really important. So if you really need to concentrate on something, or you need just kind of a break or whatever, then make sure you can keep your focus. No one is distracting you. But this is maybe also something you need to communicate. So again, it's on you. Because if you would like to concentrate and people don't know, or maybe kids are running around, or in the office, people passing by asking you a question, they need to know that you need to focus, or you just need to make sure that you have the right environment to focus on whatever you should focus. And now how to realize those things in your daily life. And for that, I call them the all-rounders. They support those things so that you can really start implementing structure and organization in your daily life. So one is time management. Time management is a huge word and everybody's kind of doing it, more or less successful. And yeah, so time management is really, I mean, it says here, or it's, I have it here, you plan your time efficiently, you increase productivity, and you reduces your stress. So this is already perfect because at the end, this is really what we want. But you have to keep in mind that with time management, you manage your time and not your task. It's not that you just need to make sure that you can fulfill your to-do list. You also need to keep in mind that your free time for dinner, lunch, whatever, me time, sleeping, sport, This all should be part of your time management. Otherwise, it will fail. So at the end, it means your mindset and your action defines how successfully you can manage your time. And therefore, also, whatever time management strategies or program you have, they're worthless if you don't act like this. And then we have flexibility. It might confuse you because I was talking about discipline, priorities, and everything sounds very strict, but flexibility, of course, is needed. We need to be able to play around with our tasks, with our time. We need room for changes. So that is really important. And yeah, you shouldn't really, your to-do list should not dictate your day. So you need to be able to control it and, as said, to play around with it. But you need to be careful because you also need to be aware of the consequences. What do I mean with that? If you change your plan, this might have an impact. Easy example, if you decided to go to the gym tonight and then a friend is calling asking you out. So then you can, of course, decide if you would like to go out with your friend, having a nice dinner, maybe a glass of wine, or go to the gym. So you decide you go out with your friend, and then later you come back home and you feel like, okay, it was a nice dinner, but maybe just too much, maybe a little bit too much alcohol. So you start regretting your decision. And that is not what we want. If you make a decision, make it clear for you and be aware of the consequences. If you would like to go to the gym, or maybe it's the only chance you have in this week to go to the gym, then maybe you have to say no to your friend. But that's also a decision you have to make. So really be aware of the consequences, but it's important to be flexible and to play around. Tidiness, yeah. It's not, we don't talk about sorting your shoes or clothes by color. We're going not in that direction, but still it is very important to have a tidy environment to make sure that you can concentrate. Because imagine if you first have to search for something or maybe clean your desk before you can start working. You're already losing time. You can't really focus. Your time management is already gone because you maybe have 10 minutes already wasted to search for something instead of just really start with whatever you wanted to start. So therefore, it's underestimated, but it is really make sure you are in an organized and tidy environment to also be able, to generate structure. And then we have the healthy habits, or as I said in the beginning, the routines. You might remember that was one of the pillars in the beginning. So it is really important to have those healthy habits. So why is it so important? Because a healthy habit or a routine is something good for you. So make sure to do something good for you on a daily basis. Why is that? First of all, just do something good for you. We shouldn't question that. Second, you need to make sure to really completely switch off your head. Don't think about something, just don't concentrate on nothing. Make sure to completely switch off and recharge your batteries. And that is a healthy habit. And then it's also very easy because then it's maybe not fun, but it's really because you do something good for you, it's easy going. And that's what makes it also very easy to implement it then on a daily basis. Not sure, but maybe this was all a bit overwhelming and a lot of information and do this and don't do that. And if you are now somehow got lost, I of course have help. I have the clever little helpers, how I call them. So we all know it, first work, then fun. Again, be disciplined, and if you have to do something, do it. There is no discussion, there is no, just do it. If you have a huge list of priorities, make sure to concentrate on maybe your top 3 priorities and make sure to just work on them, and the rest, you maybe can skip it for next week or whatever. And then do it, discipline, focus. And then you can enjoy your free time. And then that's the thing, you can really enjoy your time. You can relax, you can switch off your head and do whatever with that time, what you want to do. So this is really important. And that, again, of course, needs discipline. Yeah, buffer times. Honestly, I don't understand why we plan task after task, meeting after meeting. It's really so easy to just plan enough time for an activity or for a task or for whatever. So plan enough time. I mean, the best example is really in the office. If you have a meeting after meeting, just plan a break in between. Maybe you need to go to the toilet, or you would like to get a coffee, or you just maybe have to recap the last meeting, prepare the next meeting, whatever it is. But it's the same in your private life. If you would like to do something and maybe later you have an appointment, plan enough time for those things. Why rush yourself? Why putting yourself in that stress? So that's really an easy tool to also reduce stress. Motivational moment, that's kind of the piece of chocolate before you have to do an uncomfortable or an inconvenient task. The motivational moment is really building your energy or build up some energy before you have to do a task where you feel like, oh, sorry, but I don't really want to do it, but you have to do it. So then make it clear for you, you just maybe 10, 15 minutes, whatever you need, enjoy that time, call a friend, drink a coffee, but also be very disciplined, again, sorry, to start after that with your uncomfortable or inconvenient task or activity, and then it's done. So enjoy that moment before, but then do it, tick in the box, relax. And yeah, self-reflection, that is also a very powerful tool, because self-reflection is really asking yourself those critical questions. And of course, you need to be honest to yourself, but I hope everybody can be honest to yourself. So self-reflection is really important, because you should ask yourself, what are you doing? Why are you doing those things? What can you learn from it? Does it make sense for you? Do you need to change things? Improving, whatever? It helps to understand better your strengths and your weakness. And of course, you understand much better if you are successful with whatever you would like to do or not. And then again, you can change or learn from it. So make sure to have these regular check-ins with yourself. Ask you really critical those questions, and of course, answer them in an honest way. And then again, if of course nothing else helps anymore, we need a plan B. So what is our plan B? Time out. It is really very simple. If nothing else helps, just really make sure to clear your mind and do something completely different. If you get stuck with whatever, then yeah, it doesn't help. No piece of chocolate helps. Then just clear your mind and really forget about it, leave it alone, and do something completely different, and start again once you feel ready. And yeah, don't rush yourself, and find your own rhythm. What do I mean with that? This goes somehow back to your or to the time management. So if you have a good time management, then you know that you have enough time to have that time out, to relax, and to just let it go, because you know that there is enough buffer so that you can really start again once you feel ready. And once you feel ready is find your own rhythm. For some tasks, you really need to be in the mood. You really need that energy or whatever. So sometimes it's not a good idea to just do something because you have time. Sometimes you, as I said, really need that right moment to do it. And that's why also the time management, again, is very helpful, so that you can play around with these things. Yeah, what's next? That's your personal action. So what is needed that you really come from to do? It is, yeah, again, quite simple, or easy at least, what we see here. it needs your right mindset. So you need to be disciplined. You need to make sure that you know what you want. You need to start thinking of where do I create my stress and where can I really reduce it? It's not you. If you start saying, oh, it's my boss or it's whatever, then make sure, okay, what can I change to reduce my stress? Will and resilience. Yeah, of course, that's, I guess, we all know that if you change something, yeah, it needs your will, it needs your resilience, because it's most of the time it's not easy. Change is not easy. Maybe saying no to a friend is not easy. So that's why, of course, if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But otherwise, be sure to have that power and be strong. And last, yeah, your action. If you really would like to change something, just do it. There is not, I mean, yeah, just do it. There is not really more to say. It's your action that changes things, and you can only learn from it. And with that, I have the very last thing. Time is extended for all of those who know how to use it. So I hope with that, I could give you some ideas or at least some inspiration how you could use your time. And yeah, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for your attention. And I think we still have time for questions.
Okay. Are there any questions, please, for Susan? Who wants to start? Yeah.
So first of all, thank you very much. I think it was very interesting.
Good, thank you.
One question I would have is, you probably experienced it as well, moving from being employed to being self-employed. Would you say that the time management idea behind it is the same? And how much harder is it to actually completely shut off when you're cut and do something completely different? Because at least for my part, since I'm self-employed, I realized that forgetting about work is something which is much harder to do than when I was working for my boss, and I would just be like, Friday, 5 p.m, see ya. Now it's there is no such thing anymore. And I was wondering if there is anything that also you learned from your experience that you could share with us.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand it's not easy to really switch off. And I agree, it might be even harder if you run your own business. But at the end, the answer is quite simple. It's really that you need to be also, I mean, switching off your head, this is kind of your mindset. But also the other thing is not having your laptop all the time around you or working on your emails or whatever on Saturday. This is your discipline. Yeah. And I mean, it is really simple. You need to be very disciplined. You need to make sure that you feel okay with it. If you feel okay with it with working on Saturday, fine. I mean, that's your decision. So I said it in the beginning, work-life balance is really something which is individual, and you need to find your balance. And for that, you need to make sure where are your boundaries and what is okay for you. And if you could define them, then you need to be disciplined enough to really also do it, that it works on long term for you.
Thanks a lot for the presentation. It was super interesting. Thanks. I was wondering, since you're working remotely, you were talking about routines, and I was just wondering if you implementing things in that regards in the routine, because I see many, from my experience, people I met that work remotely, they change environment quite a lot, and they struggle a lot with I don't know, having habits because they change environment a lot, and I think they have struggles to find a good routine or have a structure.
Yeah, yeah, I have my routines because I think it's important. It's not just that I talk about it. I really also think I need it. So for me, it's doing every morning a bit of sports, stretching, whatever. This helps me to, yeah, building up energy for the day. So that is really my start of the day, doing something for my body and then have enough time to have a cup of coffee or whatever. So I honestly, since I have my own business, I don't start before 9:30. Before I started much earlier. And this is what is the thing for me with having my own business, that I decide in the morning, that's really my time. I need also to have enough energy throughout the day. And when we change places, yeah, you might need a few days to get used to the new place or whatever. And depending on if you change country or not, you maybe, yeah, there are more or less things where you should get used to it. But if you have that small routine, so for me, it's a sport in the morning, I can do it everywhere. I don't need much space for that. It's just really like 2.5 meters or whatever. That's enough. And that's why it's possible, so that I can do it everywhere. And this helps then also to really make sure that I get used to the new whatever very fast. I hope that was helpful.
I have a question from someone online, from Joel. I think it goes in the same topic. It's about, do you have some tips or tricks to help improve the discipline?
Just do it. Yeah, I think it's really not, there is not really a tip. Yeah, you really just do it in little steps. Maybe that helps. If you have the feeling like changing everything and now I'll be disciplined with that and I have my routine and I start now with my routine at 9 and then I do this and this and this and this, that's too much. So start with little things, with a small routine, with a small change, because there might be already enough changes just because they are there. So yeah, really start with little steps and make sure to be or to succeed with them. And this is then also a motivation to start with more things, and then you learn how to discipline yourself.
More questions? Okay.
So thank you also very much. It was very interesting. I'm wondering, how do you plan your week? Are you doing this on a weekly basis and then do it even offline on a paper, or do you have your calendar and plan your time, also your routines kind of in the calendar, or how do you do that?
Yeah, good question, but no. I try to do it more or less day by day. Of course, I have more or less in mind what is going on this week, or that I'm on a conference today. So of course I also try to plan my things a bit long term, let's say. But at the end, I try to do it day by day. I make sure that I'm in the evening really check what is coming up next day, or what are my priorities. And this is then also the flexibility I need. So that's why I do it in the evening, or maybe latest then in the morning at first, so that I decide what is important for me today, or maybe something new was coming in and I can skip something else. So I try to do it really on day by day. And yeah, but of course there are things, okay, I need to do whatever on Friday, and then that's already part of the bigger picture. But I'm not using my calendar. I know that several people using the calendar, having by color the to-do and the meetings. That for me, honestly, that's too much work. I don't like it, because that's the risk, so that you also over administrate things. So try to keep it simple. It should work for you only.
Thank you.
We still have 4 minutes before the break. Any questions? I was very impressed by your presentation, Susan. I think we need to learn about such things in the digital nomad sphere. It's important, no? Not just to talk about where we travel, it's how we behave, no?
Yeah, you need to feel comfortable.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Also from my side, what is the best thing you've learned in those 1.5 years since you're a digital nomad?
Adapting all the time. I think, yeah, you have to keep that in mind that, I mean, we were also changing country a lot, not only location. So we were in Costa Rica, as Lawrence already said, and in several countries. And then you change a lot just because you change country or location. It doesn't really matter if it is a location or a country, but I think that's the flexibility you need. So for me, again, I have my things I can keep using to feel comfortable so that I can manage all the other changes. So yeah, being flexible, try to, whatever comes next, just take it and try to make sure, okay, whatever is needed, do it, or yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for sweets and break and for habits.
My tea and chocolate.
Susan, some sweets for you. Thank you
so
very much
Thank
for
you
your
much.
talk.
Thank you.
And now we have time for a break, 30 minutes. So it's very important to have that habit. After 2 keynotes, we do the first break. We have coffee. We have Rolf, help me. We have what else? We have Rolf. What else we have? Maybe you
Yes, sorry.
explain.
There are some beverages in the fridge, so you can help yourself. If you want to start with beer early, please do so. But also coffee is everything is over there. And yeah, we'll be back in 30 minutes then, right?
Yeah, that's right, in 30 minutes. And we start in 30 minutes with our competition, with the trivia. So please be prepared to win some goodies after 30 minutes. Okay, have fun.
Wat wil je eigenlijk? Wat? Ja, wat wil je?
Genau.
Please have a seat again, everyone. Celine, you too. Hallo, überhaupt. So, es geht weiter. Continuing. Everyone. Okay.
Okay, okay. Welcome back. Competition trivia. You can win prizes. You can co-work in Switzerland with Flesk. You can have Magic Heidi on your app to send invoices as a Swiss influencer and Swiss designer or whatever you are. So, welcome back. I hope you had a coffee and you are ready now for our trivia. Now, a little word to the sponsors. It's very important to have sponsors. We lost our main sponsor and we are looking for a new main sponsor. So, if you're interested to sponsor that conference next year, just come to me, talk to me, bring your ideas. No, it's like it's hard in that field. Costs a lot of money to rent rooms, but we are very motivated to do that next year again. And so we're looking for a main sponsor. If you know someone who wants to sponsor, it's a little bit of an invest. It's not that much money, but it's an invest. And that's why we do that trivia now with our sponsors. So first, I want to thank Magic Heidi. With that app, you can manage your invoices. It's very easy to send invoices with Magic Heidi. And Nathan, he is actually in Portugal right now, in Portugal. And he sends us a 1-year license for Magic Heidi. It costs 190 Swiss francs. It's half the price of Pexio. And you can... so that's the first prize. And then I have Flesk. Flesk is not on that list, but Flesk, they have like a GA, general pass for... a lot of co-working spaces in Switzerland where you can work from, and you get a day pass. You can use it in more than 100 co-working spaces around Switzerland. So that's what we're looking now to give away. And you can play from online, from the Zoom. We will have the chat from Susan. So you're ready with the... We will show the QR code, and you can take your mobile phone, and there you see, besuchen Sie menti.com. Oh, that's what we need, menti.com, and the code is 4188160. That's the code for menti.com. So you can prepare your mobile phones. There are 2 questions, and it's you ready? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. So we wait for players. Probably you show me the next slide. Yeah, that's cool. 24 players are ready. Did you put your name, name? Because we need, hopefully your name is the same as your email address. So then we send you the code. If you're online, no, we will figure it out. Otherwise, you will tell us. Okay, are you ready? 2 questions, and it's a matter of time because you have to be very fast. It's an easy question. We go. How many seconds does it typically take to create your first invoice using Magic Heidi? 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, or 120 seconds? It's very fast, I have to say. Okay, we still have 10 seconds to guess. Jeder hat abgestimmt. Everybody. Oh, look at that. So 30 seconds. We have 16. And now we go to the second question. And it starts right now. Question number 2. Oh, we have 29 players now. How many flexible workspaces are available through Flesk app across Switzerland? You have 30 seconds to count them all on the website. Okay, 150 is the correct answer. So now let's see if we can see the winners. I'm not sure about that part. Yeah, we can. Sandra. Is she here? Sandra. Yay! Number 1. Oh. Oh, it's changing. Sorry. Jan Metzger. Congratulations, Jan. You get the Magic Heidi 190 Swiss franc yearly subscription. And I have your email address personally, and I will send it to Nathan, and then he will send you the access code. And now we go to the next 10 Flesk. Who's next? Can we see? Oh, now we lost Sandra. I can see. I still see Sandra, Dave, Good Mike, Kati, Claudio, Sven, Colin Freeland, Aurélie. Okay. Leaderboard. Sandra. Yeah. Okay, one for you. 1 day of co-working for free. And we have Dave. Yes. Dave Klaus. Congratulations. We have Good Mike here, first row. Okay, Kati. Online? Probably. Kati?
Yes, online.
Okay. Susanna, can you ask the email address of Kati to make sure? Oh, okay. We figured it out. That's for you, for Kati. Don't use it yourself. A founder of a co-working space here.
Okay, but Claudius also doesn't need a...
Claudius? Sure. He's member of Flesk with his co-working space in St. Gallen. What's the name of the creative space in St. Gallen, so you can use it there. And then we have Sven. Here we go. And we have co-living Freelank. That's here, Stefan. Thanks. And Aurélie. So you play together, no? No worries. We have Cake. That's cool. You're from Belgium, but you come back to Switzerland, hopefully, no? And I have a last one. We can't see it. Okay, we figured that out. So we keep that. We will figure it out, I think, in the end. I don't know. The last. We just see the leaderboard stops there. that's my mistake. I didn't figure it out with more than 10 people, but okay, we will figure it out. Somehow it's a PDF in the back end. Okay, thank you very much for that. And thanks to our sponsors, Co-Living Freelank, Nomad Fest. Visit the next one, visit the Nomad Fest. You can see the information over there. Thanks, Stefan. And please visit our sponsors, Magic Heidi, Flesk, and SwissDevJobs.ch. Okay, now next. What's the time? Stefan, you're ready? Yes. Are we a little bit early? No, that's okay, but that doesn't matter. Stefan? Stefan Stolwijk. Stefan, you are the good man in Lead.
Yes.
You are working hard to make a really good experience for people visiting your co-living Freelank in Lead. And you have like 35 international digital nomads skiing, working in your place. I was there 2 times. It's very impressive to see that, see that international crowd in Switzerland, in very expensive Switzerland, on a budget place. So that's really something for tourism to learn from, I'm sure. And you will talk about, find out how creating your own events.
Yep.
Festivals or retreats can significantly boost your brand and business.
Exactly.
So, thank you very much. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. I'll get my presentation. Right. I think this is working right? Cool. Okay. Yeah. I would like to talk about how people can create their own event, retreat, or festival. It can be used yourself to boost up your brand, to host something sometimes small, to do it for the first time and grow bigger and get your audience to experience you in person and connect more with your audience as well and with your brand. I've been doing events for a long time in my life. When I was younger, I was with water scouts. I was doing things with kids. We would go sailing, we on a boat. We also would go in like on the water, also in nature houses, getting groups together. Then I've done like language camps, which I'm still doing with my business partner, Philip. We create like language camps for kids learning French, English, German, and we do like a full week. So there's lessons, there's activities, there's workshops, evening programs, everything comes together. I'm creating hiking weeks and ski weeks with one of our brands as well, where we make affordable skiing in Switzerland in the same locations. And I'm part of the Swiss Hitchhiking Championship, which is a great thing in Switzerland. We start from Fribourg. We get a bunch of people, around 70 people, go in pairs, and they know the route in the morning at 9 a.m. We give them the destination, and they're all like with the map where they go and trying to get as fast out of Fribourg. And we go to Austria. We have been to France. We've been to the Ticino part, and it's always interesting to get this crowd together. It's a very, very fun event if you want something adventurous to do. And then recently, like for the last 2.5, 3 years as well, we've been starting with Co-Living Freelank to build our own brand there as well. We have done different workations, like a ski workation, to get people to come to our places and use the event as a marketing tool, for instance, but also to show that it is possible to have an affordable co-living space, to be somewhere in Switzerland where you cook together, you make your food together. Like, yes, I always say it's not like going to a country with like restaurants where you can always eat out. But in the end, I also say, like, if I go to this country where I always go and eat out, then I might even spend more than if I make my own food at home in Switzerland with a community and sharing my meals with others. In the last 2 years, we also done 2 times the Swiss Nomad Fest. And this first winter, we're going to do the first Nomad Fest in Switzerland and in the world. We're going to create it, we're going to ski in Quatre Vallées in Verbier. And we'll have speakers in the morning, skiing, learning lunches together. We'll have in the evening program, unconference, and different types of events as well planned. So when we start thinking about what we can do for our first events, there are some things that come up when I helped people before. They were like, okay, like, how is it with cost? What kind of cost do I need to think of? And they might have like, yeah, I need this, and that's it, right? But they don't think about all the other little things that kind of add up at the end as well. So cost is a thing that people don't always budget their way right. Terms and conditions was a funny one. That's like, everybody has terms and conditions, but then you create your own event and people are like, yeah, but this person wants to cancel now. What do I do? It's like, well, didn't you write this down? No? Okay. So these basic things when you do your own event, it's just easy to see and to create, but you need to think of it all. Then also one of the other examples I will later come back to as well is the break-even point, knowing when you have sold enough tickets to at least break even for any cost that you have, your fixed costs that you have. And the last one is then like over budgeting, like making your price in your things too high to say like, okay, my first event needs to be held in a 4 or 5-star hotel and it needs to have all this entourage around it. But in the end, sometimes when people come to your event, they come for your experience. They come for what you have to offer to them. And the entourage sometimes is part of it, but it's not always part of your event. It's a tool where you have people to food and you have accommodation. But experience you share with the other participants and you share with your people is the most important part of this event. No. Okay, that's better. Then what basic costs should you be thinking of? When you do your first event, there are different things. So there's the part where you have your marketing, you need to create your website, your domain, you need to design things, maybe your logo, sometimes you can do it yourself. AI can do a lot of things these days as well. You have your ads that you will need to do, your promotion. Then you need to have some paid staff. You might do an event with volunteers. Out of my own experience, we have always a mix of the two. So if we have food, I hire a chef, but I have also volunteers that want to help an event to have this exchange and cannot afford maybe the ticket or don't want to do it. And it's a different way to learn. Then there's the transportation. Where is your venue? Can people easily come? Do you need to move between venues? Depends also on the length. The payment system is important to have a right one in place, something that works. And there's different varieties in cost that you pay for your payment system. So it's worthwhile to search something out. Then there's a part of the ticketing system as well for checking the tickets that you sell. And there's the event signage, which can be bigger or smaller. I'll come back to that one as well. Oh, there we go. So when we then go back to this break-even point, like it's something that's I've learned for people that do their first event. Again, if you've done your event, you've learned about these kind of things. But if you want to do your first event for your brand, then it's important to know your fixed cost, that you calculate them. Like if you have a venue space like this, for instance, you rent out the space, but it has an X amount of cost, which is your fixed cost. And it's not going to change if you put 50 people in this room, 10 people in there, or you have a space for 500 people and you can put like 1,000 people in there. It doesn't matter. They will just, the place you rent is going to be a fixed amount. And this is important to know these fixed costs, like the staff that you hire, they will not change their salary on the amount of tickets you sell. They will just want to have a salary and say, look, I'm going to work for you, but don't want to have all the risk. And there's then the flexible cost as well, which you do, okay, you have more people coming in, so you need to have more drinks or food available. And this can grow as well. The flexible cost is also your marketing part. If you sell more tickets, then maybe you have more marketing budget as well to go in. So that could be a part of flexible cost as well. So to really know then what you need is you calculate your fixed cost and you say like, okay, which number of participants at the price point that you sell it will cover the total cost. So if you have an event, you have your costs and you say, look, the event costs like $1,000. My ticket sales is 100. After 10 people, you will have your fixed cost, and the rest would be then more for your extra things that come in, or maybe sponsors can also take down the fixed cost. Then other things to consider when you're doing your first event is what type of promotion do you want? What is your audience? Do you have already your brand where you have a lot of followers coming in? Then it's going to be maybe easier for to say like, hey, I'm going to do now a retreat with the yoga because I have already a yoga school, want to do this once. So your promotion will be easier. If you're going to do something where you're not yet connected in, then it's going to be a different type. So you need to have maybe more Instagram marketing. You need to have affiliated partners that will want to have like 10% for their sales, what they're doing, or they want a different percentage. So the promotion is a big part as well to consider how much effort do I need for my first event. Then there's the part of the cash flow. Depending on the event that you're doing, this can be important. If it's a small event and there's least amount of risk, you might need to be worried about too much. But for instance, we're organizing as well like the Benchco Nomad Fest. We have like 700 attendees. Me and 6 other owners this year, we're also starting a year before you start planning already, right? You need to have your venues, you need to have administration, your marketing things. So you want to sell tickets during the year already to get to have this cash flow coming in, which you can already spend directly to your staff, the venues that need to be booked, deposits that need to be paid. And this goes then on the size of your event that you have to make sure that you have a positive cash flow, that you don't need to put in first your own money, but that you already have the promotion and the things to roll over that will help you to have a smooth, positive cash flow in your event. First time is always the difficult one to get things going. Another thing is, if it's a fixed amount of number that you want for your event, saying like, look, I do a specific event, I want to do an AI workation, I only want 10 to 15 people, and that's it. That number needs to cover the cost. Or is it a big venue where you say, look, I'm happy if I sell 20 tickets, 50 tickets, I'm out of the cost, but I have space for 100 tickets, right? And that's a consideration to make for the first time as well. What type of event you want to do? Again, the growth potential comes there as well. Do you want to do this once? Or do you have space for the venue to do it bigger, to say like, okay, look, there's another room here, we open the wall and we can make this whole place bigger. Or there's another venue close by which we could use, which would be bigger. Depending again, the type of event you do as well. For a yoga event, there are other considerations you would need to make as well, is how many yoga mats fit in your space. Then the last one for the consideration that I have is it a one-time event you want to do, or do you want to do it annually? If you want to do something annually, then the first time you're okay to have a loss, because it's also marketing, because the first time you try something out of your comfort, out of your place where you do it. But then if you build it up, then it's going to be, okay, we start the first time, we roll over to a next year. We had a loss last year, but more people know about it now. We have better marketing material and the word is out that we do it next year again. So that's a consideration as well for the start of the event once you want to do that. If you then start to create this event, start with the rough outlines. Think about the days that you want to do this. Think if you want space open for people to do their own thing, to work, to do something. how many venues you would need, if the weather impacts in your stage, what time of the year you want to do this. If we go back to the, for instance, the Bansko Nomad Fest I'm organizing, it's like we have a lot of speakers in the morning, we have a lot of unconferences, it's a week event. But yeah, people also need to have lunch in between. So if you only pack it in, people get FOMO and they get stressed by the end of the week. Although with so many people, you already get a bit stressed anyways. And then there's also other events when you plan it throughout the year. There are a lot of people that I know that do now more digital nomad events. And they come to Bansko and they plan their event on purposely after Bansko because they can promote it for one event and can bring people directly to an easy destination afterwards. Or to do a small event before the bigger event, which is in the area, and say, like, yeah, people come anyway. So if they then see the event, they don't need to travel, they're already conveniently there. So connecting your event could also influence the outcome of the result of your event. They're just different considerations. Then we go very practically now if you want to create your first event. This is very basic, very practical, and it's something that I like to do, and also I'll be able to help people with as well. So very basically, if I want to create an event, I just get a domain name. I go to namecheap.com, that's the one I use. You type in the name you want, you see what the price it is, you click buy, and you have your own domain name. It's a very simple process. Then you want email addresses, which also need to have an admin structure. I use, for instance, Migadoo. I type it in. I think already of the admin structures like, hey, I don't want to do this once. I want to do this multiple times. So I want to have a certain email structure already. I don't want my VA or somebody who's helping me to see all my payments and all my important things. I make already different email structures in there. So I have an info box, I have a payments box, an important box, a no reply box. And I set this up from the beginning. So all my emails automatically, when you start your first event, you need to inscribe on so many accounts and things. And you want some of them to have access for, but you don't want everybody to have access to everything, right? So think of the structure before and you start, before you unload more people. It's great to have that in place. Then you create your landing page. I use Tilda myself. It's very easy, blocks, and you just drop it on the website. It focuses quite well. You can use any other platform. There are just different ways out there. You have a registration, same for me when I use the Tilda. I can easily put in forms for Excel, newsletters that can be connected. Again, you make sure that you have like the newsletters as well directly connected to the right email addresses, so the info goes to the right places. You get a payment system. Myself, I use Stripe, which is easy to connect. You get your product card in there where you can put your tickets directly on there. Don't forget to put your terms and conditions in there. That's great to have these days, that people just click it so they had the chance to read it and don't come afterwards to you. And when you organize, then the last part is your vendors and supplier agreements. Knowing when you need to pay a deposit or when you can still opt out. Maybe you want to have an idea in your mind and you say, look, it's going to be only in like a next year that you want to do these kind of things. I will try to sell tickets till half year, but then I still have an opt out if I didn't sell any tickets or it didn't go well or something happened. So it's good to make good agreements with your suppliers and vendors. Part of communication before the participants arrive, you have the pre-arrival emails that you need to send to them, the arrivals, Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook that you go through when you're doing your communication on there. So they know, okay, this is where I find my program. This is what we're going to do today. Having signs then depends on the size of your event. For instance, a simple sign already downstairs here. When you go to the elevator, there's a sign, DNCH level 5. Easy at that. Some simple signage. Sometimes when you have a bigger venue, you might want to have bigger signs. You might want to have something maybe already on the train station or communicated of like how to get to your venue. And a floor plan, if it's one bigger space, of course, for a space for this, you don't need the floor plan, but when it gets bigger, people would like to have something digitally in the app or some way. Then when we're in the team for communication, you started your program, you want to grow and you want to do things. So you try to plan your activities, you give people certain tasks. And I like this kind of a circle. So you plan things with your team, they're going to execute on this. Once they execute on this, you're going to check how it's going. Is it going well? Perfect, that's great. If it's not going well, then okay, what can we improve? What is going well? What is not going well? And you act on what you're doing, and then you go back to the plan part. So it's a circle that goes around for all the tests that you can have in your event. Once it's all working fine and you found out all the little details that's needed to be implemented, you can standardize this part. So then the circle becomes a standardized procedure that everybody knows how to do this, which for your next year's event would be like, okay, last year we've done this. Hey, this goes like this. Here's the operation to do this specific test. You're responsible for that. And it will make it easier to write down SOPs as well. Then we have, at the end of our event, we've done it, we evaluate, and we can collect feedback to see where we can improve or what people were missing, what their evaluation is. And it's also important to enjoy your own event. Whatever you're doing, it's great to do an event, and I think it's very nice to do your own event. We with Co-Living Freeling have different venues in Switzerland as well. And some of them we only use for 3 or 4 months a year. And we would like also to open our places for people that want to do their first event, to give them a venue where they can try out their first event, do something with it. So that's here as well, where we want to help others, to inspire others to create something themselves and get that brand community as well back. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stefan. Are there questions? Who wants to organize an event, retreat, vacation? Any questions? No, maybe from the Zoom chat? Yeah, maybe I have a question, Stefan. We need a new sponsor, main sponsor. How about you? No, you are
I'm already sponsoring.
You are sponsoring already. That's really cool. We're really happy. What do you think about sponsors for events?
I think sponsors are great if you find sponsors. That's nice to have it. But it's not always as easy to find a sponsor for what they would get back. It's great when you see big events, they have so many different kind of sponsors, like, wow, look at them, like Red Bull sponsors them, this sponsors them. What I've learned when you do a small event, sponsors want to sponsor like the big event. So if you want to do your first event or retreat, don't bank on directly having a lot of sponsors. Like, it takes time to build something up. If I go back, for instance, to Bansko Nomad Fest exists now 7 years. It started with like 15 people, then it became 30, 60, and every year it grew bigger, and now we're at 700 people. Now it's interesting for sponsors to come. But in the beginning of the years, you might not have that many sponsors. So it takes time to get sponsors, and you need to find the right market also, what type of people come to you.
Thank you very much, Stefan.
Yeah.
Other questions? Rolf.
Yes. What can you suggest us to do better for the conference?
To do better, I see a full room with hardly any empty seats, actually. I think maybe nothing. So it goes great, and I think you guys organize an amazing event here every year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stefan. And some sweets for you. Thank you very much. Oh. We still have 10 minutes. Doesn't matter, so we have in the end a bit more for the apero to celebrate.
Probably we need a little bit more time than 20 minutes.
So, okay, Heike and Gerd, are you ready? Yeah, we have time, so you prepare yourself and I tell some stories. Heike and Gerd, we first met in Kertzes at the General Assembly, and then they told me they are preparing a trip, and it's a long time ago. Do you remember 2018? We were sitting in my cellar and we were talking about your upcoming trip.
But the first time we met was on the first or second Nomad conference.
That's
here.
right. You're right. But that was the first plan of a longer trip. And now it's 4 years on the road. And I'm very happy to have Gerd and Heike here on stage, because it's very hard to get them on stage. Usually they are in the van, they're traveling like real nomads do. And first, when I called them, I think you've been in Greece or somewhere. We were in Kokisberg, and I called you. Are you ready to have a speech here on stage? And they told me, yeah, we don't know yet. So the plans are really open. Maybe it's remote. Maybe we're here. We're very open to remote, but on the conference, it's a bit better to be on stage, to be honest. We are happy to have sometimes a remote speech, but the conference, that's kind of an exception. So it's better to be here, and I'm very happy to have them here now for that speech. We were waiting a long time for that speech. It was planned since years. Okay, Heike and Gerd.
Just a moment. So
just a moment. Okay.
So we are here.
Just small words. Be inspired by their experiences as digital nomads on the road for 4 years, forging deep cultural connections. Heike and Gerd, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If you think it's brave to be on the road for 4 years, you're mistaken. What's truly brave is giving this talk in a foreign language for me. We're taking you on our biggest adventure of our life, permanent travel on 9.5 square meters. It doesn't work here. That's the first adventure. There should be music, audio. Sorry. When we think about traveling permanently,
then we think of foreign cultures.
we really want to look at old stones.
We want to get to know other hairdressing cultures.
We want to savor fragrances at exotic markets.
We want to taste our way through the cuisines of the world.
We want to see northern lights once in a lifetime.
We want to sit around the campfire as often as we can.
And we want to fly over Scotland with the broomstick.
And if it's not enough, we want to conquer other stars.
So, but yes, we had also warriors, or were the warriors of others.
What about the money for the retirement?
It's boring, always just holidays.
How are you going to finance that?
What about families and friends?
And what if you find it boring at some point?
There's no good diesel abroad.
And anyway, isn't it all far too dangerous?
Once we had clarified all these questions for ourselves, and especially for our moms, we were ready to go. We are aware that here there are well-traveled people and probably untraveled ones in the audience. There are professional adventurers and slow travelers. Are you super flexible or fully planned? Who knows? No matter where each of us is today, we will take you with us into our very own everyday traveling life with all this fascination.
That's us, Heike.
Gerd. 4 years ago, we set off on a no plan and no end journey.
We started with 2 motorbikes, and later we switched to one motorbike, and at last, but not least, to our Felix, our van, 2 years ago.
Yeah, we can both work remotely, and we work about 40%. Hey.
Yes.
Of the time. Gerd is head of IT and project manager at a media company. He is employed.
Heike is originally from the graphic department and now creates technical InDesign templates for linking editorial systems and databases. She is self-employed.
Yeah. We don't document anything on social media anymore, but we write regularly on our blog, Leben pur. And if you want, you can take a look there. We have at the end of the presentation a QR code. You don't have to write it now.
Plans are changing, and we often experienced the best moments when we were traveling without a plan. That's why we take life as it comes and are always happy to be surprised.
Yeah. A quick poll: how many of you live permanently in your caravan or on the road or on the way? So much. Okay. For this audience at Zoom, there is nothing.
We were the only ones.
Yeah, we're the only one. Okay.
But why are we traveling?
Yeah,
How does it start all this?
That's a good question. Many, many years ago, I met Werner at the publishing house who wanted to travel with his camper van after his retirement, after he's retired. Unfortunately, he died 4 weeks before his retirement. And so I realized I don't want to wait that long. So I was thinking about it, it has to be possible. I don't know how, but I wanted to try it. Yeah, working and traveling together.
Yes. At first, we really couldn't imagine how that could work permanently, but somehow it has to work. It was a high priority in our list.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did it.
So much for our quality of making plans. We don't have plans anymore, we only have ideas. At Rome, we changed from 2 motorbikes to 1, and later on in Georgia, we changed from motorbike Swen, we realized that it doesn't matter which vehicle we are driving or how many tires we have, but rather that you are traveling was our goal.
Yeah, but you know, we bought our camper van in 2021, like all people in Switzerland. So we had no idea about camping and camper van. We didn't know anything about that. And so we decided to buy this camper van and to drive directly to Lapland. But the problem was it was winter time. Yeah.
Why Lapland in wintertime?
I have seen pictures of Lapland and I thought it is nice there. There was covering, snow-covered landscape, northern lights. Why not? But we didn't know anything about camping.
Especially in winter.
Yeah.
Minus 30 degrees.
That we now know.
We slightly suppressed this information in our thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, we only knew that we have that round wheel. We can change the direction to this house if it's too cold for us. Yeah. So we, what is the pictures about? A picture about?
It was on your birthday.
Yeah.
That was a present gift from me. You could go out in the cold winter.
Yes. That's Eva. Eva is a very important or famous herb woman from the north, and she make normally Kräuterwanderungen. I don't know the English name. Lessons of herbs. So, and unfortunately, I couldn't imagine that this works with minus 30 degrees, and there are 50 centimeters of fresh snow. But you can see she is finding the herbs, and I was very happy about that event, 2 hours in the cold. But then there is a then
we found that our glove compartment has heating system inside. So that's why she's driving like that.
Yeah.
And also we got into the winter week for week, and we appreciated it, how nice it is.
Yeah, he said you are ready for the winter, but not really, because sometimes
we got stuck in the snow. But that wasn't a problem. That was in the north of Norway, over the polar circle, and but there are a lot of helping people all around the world, also in this nice country, and they have big vehicles to clean the streets and put cars out of the snow.
They are waiting for tourists like us.
Waiting for tourists. We were so alone. I think they already get a call from somewhere else. They're coming tourists. Be prepared. And that's what we did. They pulled it out of the snow, and we could drive carefully.
Our next problem in winter time was the minus 30 degrees. If the pipe freeze, we take a shower outside, like in the small picture. You can see my husband going in the campground for showering. We are not the do-it-yourselfer. We cannot screw anything. We have only duct tape and cable straps with us.
But that didn't help at that moment,
because the pipe was frozen.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we have very good
equipment,
like this one.
The hairdryer. We try to make it water again with the hairdryer, but this instrument number 1 didn't help enough. So we needed a second one.
So I provided the second one. You see, we have only ideas. We don't have a plan at all. Yeah.
Yeah, hot water bag, and this combination was successfully. The water was coming out, and we knew now winter, the car is ready for the winter, but only for Swiss winter and not for Swedish winter.
And we have always a call. I had always a call with our mechanic in Switzerland, and we asked him, what can we do, and so. And then he told us, hey, you have a heated water tank. You should turn it on. Yeah, but no, we know that.
But in that moment, it wouldn't help because the pipes are not heated.
Yeah, but hey. So now we traveled with you to Norway and to Lapland, to Norway, Sweden. Let's take a look.
Some impressions
in this very nice region.
Ytterst i verden, ytterst i vest, kan hende du seiler de skute. Kan hende du seiler tilfeldig som gjest. Kan hende du går der i rute. Uansett trenger du et punkt som fast, der du frakter det skjøre last. Det nok at det står der og brenner, en trofast gammel venn. Har du fyr? Har du løkte langs din vei? Har du fyr? Et signal om riktig lei. Ei lampe som gløder i mørket og loser deg ut og frem, som tar deg bort og hjemmefra, men også tar deg hjem. Vår Herre, han sa det da jorda vart til, la det bli lys, og det ble det. Så setter han sol og måne og stjerne opp sånn at vi kunne se det. Men de som han glemte i skapningens gry, var alle de som dømt til å fly på havet i vær og vind, når skodde og mørke setter inn.
Yeah, that was, I'm sorry. That was Lapland.
Holidays and traveling, it's not the same, I think.
Traveling often feels like daily work. Finding pitches, campgrounds, managing water, grocery shopping. We also work while traveling, reduced, but we work, and each new place requires reorientation.
Traveling needs constant organization, unlike a regular home.
We have to find fresh water, local sources. We have to use, we thought we use filters, but the filters didn't work because of the pressure of the water in the countries. That was not so easy. Yeah.
Rubbish. Every country has another system with rubbish content, and you have to look locally how they use it.
And some countries don't have a rubbish system. They use the streets.
Laundry is another system. Some countries have a lot of laundries. You can use it at a gas station, for example. And other countries have more or less nothing. You go a lot to hostel or ports.
Yeah.
And the rest we look on Google Maps sometimes.
Yeah, and we got a lot of invitations from families. And if I like the family, I ask them if I can use the washing machine. Yeah. And we learned every single day fresh clothes is not so important. Toilet?
Yes, we have also a toilet and a shower in our camper. The toilet, we switched from a chemical toilet to a compost toilet. That helped us a lot to be more free and has more time until we have to change something.
Yeah. So what about the pins on our Google Maps? What happened there?
Division and labor, also traveling, planning, and ideas. That's Heike's work.
And enduring the new ideas is Gerd's job. We have millions of pins on Google Maps. Every time when someone talk to me or to me, or when I see some of on YouTube, I pin this location in my Google Maps, and when we are in the neighborhood, we try to go there, but we learned there we will never be able to see everything. That is, unfortunately, we have our life is too short. Yeah. Yeah.
We are masters of organizing SIM cards and internet. Right now, we do it in every country on a new way, as a new SIM cards in every country.
Yeah.
It's for us the cheapest and best way to have good internet. Normally, you have everywhere good internet.
Except in German. Sorry.
We have a little router, we put a local SIM card inside, and then we can connect from every device on this one. We also talked about Starlink, but we went to countries where it's not available, they told us, like Iran or also
Tunisia.
Tunisia.
They don't cover the
But
region.
it will come for sure.
And the next not problem, but challenge is Starlink you have in the caravan. But I think it changed last time. But normally you have it in the caravan, and when you go to the city, you don't have the Starlink with you because it is a big thing. But I think they changed the small one. But then you have such a big thing in your pocket.
And if you're inside, you don't have internet.
And so we have the small router. Just for us, it's okay. Yeah, the best way. Let's talk about routines. Probably you heard about that today.
To be safe in our life, we also need routines. It helps us. And normally Sunday afternoon, we are going to check where we're going to stay for the next 2 or 3 nights.
Why?
Because we work Monday and Tuesday, 2 days a week normally, fix, and the other days unfix. That's why we're looking on Sunday afternoon where we can stay. It should be a little bit quiet and good internet. And we want to stay for 3 nights until Wednesday morning.
Yeah. We have to organize. This worked very good in our shared office. You see we have I don't know what is the pot. Oh, yeah.
Cooking pot.
Because you have to sit in the right way, yeah? So, and we have to organize only our Zoom calls because it is too loud when we have 2 of us at the same time the Zoom call. All other things went very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, what's important when we work?
Yeah, I think what is important is to have good jobs that you enjoy. It would help.
Yeah.
For the mindset and for everything.
And he has written, and we wrote it before your presentation. We are very disciplined, both of us. Our clients and your boss trust us, yeah, because of that. We need quietness, quality workspaces. So unfortunately, we cannot work in hammocks. We cannot work on co-working spaces, and hostels aren't for us.
We travel slowly, that we have time for our visiting the country and nature, and we need for work also time, and for ourselves, of course.
Yeah, we are the slowest traveler ever, I think. No, we know
slower ones.
Yes, yeah. But they need for one country 2 years. For one small Italy country. Okay. Our weekend starts normally at Wednesday. First of all, we do the daily chores. Wasted water, we have to put it away. We fill up new water. We take out our rubbish in the different systems. We clean the house.
Yeah, 15 minutes and the house is clean. That's a nice part of it.
And then we go for shopping. For food shopping, that's a little bit different because every single store is in another orientation. It is not nice for us. I want to have a system in the supermarket.
Your system. You want your system in the supermarket.
That would be nice, yeah.
That's why you like little, if they are in different countries, the same system.
That's only the reason.
Helps.
Yeah. So Now the question about our businesses. We are registered in Switzerland, both of us. My company is based in Switzerland.
We pay taxes,
In Switzerland.
social security,
AHV.
insurances, everything like we live here.
Yeah. We stay every year 20-25% of the year in Switzerland because that is the rule for Swiss people.
One of the great rules.
We are online. Yeah. While traveling, our costs of living is significantly lower than in Switzerland, thanks to a minimalist lifestyle.
Yes, I think if you want to travel and work, minimalize your lifestyle is the very first thing you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you like this and that, then take 10 pair of shoes with you. I think you will have problems. No.
Okay. 9. Okay. Isn't it too cramped in a couple for a couple in 9.5 square meters? That's I'm on the way to our cellar. Yeah. Is it too small?
Yes, it is cramped, but we came from motorbikes. For us, it was big space.
Yeah. And everything is actually a question of priority. It's only a priority question. For us, traveling together was always priority number 1. Neither the number of tires or square meters were important to us. Let's talk about our living situation. We have a north and a south wing in our house. The bedrooms are in the south wing, and the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, and the working room are in the north wing.
If you want to avoid each other, we do so. But after 10 minutes, we meet in the corridor and talk to each other. Yeah. This talking thing is a good thing to learn if you're together. In this
I think chocolate helps as well. Yeah. So you just have to be aware that you really do share everything. Sounds, smells, preferences, quirks, needs, and we simply realize that we are a good match.
Most of the time.
To be honest.
Let's go.
To be honest, I have to say that 1/2 of the traveling group has far fewer quirks than the other.
That helps a lot.
Yeah,
with the harmony.
With the harmony, yes. So I wanted to be a big adventurist, but yeah, my husband as well. I think the video doesn't fit in this presentation, but I wanted to show you that. So yeah, my husband thought he can use a small bicycle ferry with our Felix. Let's take a look. Fuck. There's a video when he came back, but I don't want to show you that. I have a question, Gerd. Why? No, let's start another way. We cannot screw something in our car, so we need very good specialists and garages, and so
we
like this,
like this one.
Why we have been there?
We went in Tunisia, very close to the Sahara, to this specialist, because we were not able to fill up the AdBlue for our car. Yes, I filled up AdBlue, but we think it was not regular one.
Probably it was water.
Probably it was only water. And after that, our caravan said, okay, you have some kilometers, you can think about it, but after that, I don't drive anymore. And because of that, we had to check at a specialist.
But we got help.
Yeah, we got help. They pulled out every AdBlue inside who wasn't AdBlue, filled up with real one. And after that, we were ready to drive. But before we could go,
we were surprised about that.
The chief was coming with his laptop and cables and connected his laptop to our car and put all the error messages off. And with that, everything was like before, nothing happens. I don't know why you tell this story.
Okay. When we were asked what our favorite things has been so far, we have the following answer.
The incredible, beautiful landscape and the encounters with people are the most beautiful thing we had in our journeys.
Yeah, friends and families are missing for sure. Holidays at home, like now, are very important. We have always visitors in our region where we are. We have a lot of video calls, but it's not the same like in person. And sometimes
we just have homesickness.
We
We
cannot do anything against that. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, we have only 30 minutes, I think, huh?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So let's talk about one
story we had in Tunisia.
Yeah, with the people.
We went to Kesra, a really little village. And we were coming, as the sun was going down, we looked for a spot we can stay for the next days. We have to work.
But it was Sunday afternoon.
Yes, and we parked there, went out, and some guy was coming saying, "Hey, dir zusammen, was macht ihr denn da?" In English, it was calling what we are doing here. And it was a guy from Bern, hometown in Switzerland, and he was visiting his family in Tunisia. And we said, can we stay here? We need a place for the next night. And they said, no problem, you can stay. Do you need anything? No, we are well prepared. We need nothing.
Because on Sunday, we are well prepared for the next 3 days.
Yes. Later in the evening, somebody was knocking on the door. It was his brother coming with a big bag and food. Couscous made from his mom. This isn't a plate, it's a two-day portion for us.
For 2 person, yeah.
For 2 person. We were hard and eating everything. And later on the next day, I was preparing myself to bring the bag back to him. And I had a little bit to search him and found him. And then I said, thank you very much. It was wonderful. Here is your bag. Back. And he said, great that I found you. Here's the new one.
And so we got
the next dinner for 2 days. They even spent some honey for us, what is quite expensive in Tunisia.
Mm-hmm.
And that surprisingly people is a lot in other countries.
We heard a lot about the hospitality, but only as we traveled ourselves that we were able to understand what others talked to us and told us. Yeah. Or Rolf Lange wrote a book about traveling. He said, or he wrote, I have to read it. Admittedly, I would not like to claim that there are not bad people in the world, but it's hard to find them. Yeah, and we can say yes to that sentence.
Yes, of course.
So often
you are living my dream.
Often we hear that, oh, you are living my dream. No, we are living our dreams. Yeah. If you have similar dream, get inspired, look at your priorities, and decide if you want to try it. But if your own garden or Sunday family dinner are important to you, don't try it. Don't try to travel around. Try to be happy with the family dinner or with the garden. That's absolutely okay. Every travel is his own travel,
Yes.
and every travel is okay. It's absolutely okay.
We met a lot of people on our trip, and nobody travels like us. But for them, it's okay.
Yeah.
We don't say our way is the only good way.
We can only say, don't try to live someone else's life. That's we learned on our travel. Yeah, when we're thinking about traveling permanently.
No, it's not to be narrow for us.
No, we don't become lonely.
No, we don't get bored, not even our journey.
And well, we don't actually get on each other's nerves.
Almost never.
And yes, even after 4 years, we still find the work beautiful, wonderful, and exciting. And now we think we can go to Tunisia because of the Tunisia mechanic. We will show you some, a minute also in Tunisia. That's sorry. Is it? It's not playing. Yeah. Thank you very much for your patience. I want to say there are 2 QR codes, one in English and one in German, for preparation of such a journey. Yeah, you can see a lot of text there. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Heike
welcome.
and Gerd.
You're
It was
welcome.
very interesting. Thank you very much. And we open the questions. We still have some time for questions.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much. It was very, very inspiring. And I have a lot of questions actually, but I think that most
Do we have a
important-
share?
the most important one for me is the legal aspect. You know, you told me that you are here in Switzerland for 3 months a year. And so this is enough, for taxes and AHV and stuff. I couldn't figure out how to say. So you say that's completely enough, or what are the rules? You have to.
The rule
It's
is
difficult to say which rule is at the end the bad one.
we discussed a lot with the tax government taxes. Yeah, and they said, oh, it's okay if we pay the taxes, it's okay. So that's Switzerland. For the insurance, for the health insurance, they wanted to be that we be here 20 or 25% of the year. They couldn't say it exactly, but around that. And that's for us okay. For the Krankentagegeldversicherung, I don't know what is in English. They wanted to have, when I get money from them, then I have to come back, not in Mexico or whatever. That's okay. And for the Gemeinde, for the village, they don't care.
If you pay taxes, normally they don't care.
Yeah.
If they are jealous, maybe they got it and they do something against you, but we didn't hear a lot of them. I think one thing we heard from one people, and all the others are doing that. And I think there are other more important things. So you should not stay too long in another country.
Yeah.
So if you have 3 months, stay 3 months. If you have 6 months, stay maximum 6 months, because then they start to check you. Maybe even they want to have your van, that you tax the van in this country because you're too long in this country. It's not you, it's the car, maybe. And
it's different in some countries. The car can stay 1 year in Georgia, I think, and you can stay only 3 months, and so it's a little bit confusing. So we are very informed about that. Yeah.
But you didn't have to upmelden from the.
No.
Gemeinde.
Yeah, I don't know. But if when you dich abmeldest, then you have paid taxes afterwards, and then you have paid the health insurance afterwards when you come back. Otherwise, you have to anmelden dich in a anderen country.
If you check out, you have to check in somewhere.
Yeah.
If you are checked out for 5 years and you come back, you have to pay 5 years back.
Yeah.
Insurance and
and
all this stuff.
And that we don't want it.
Yeah.
And the second one, or the first one was, we are not the youngest one, so we think we come back once, and we think there is a kind of karma or whatever. When we pay in the country our taxes and all our stuff, we can get it if we need it. And that is for us a kind of personal, So that's not a rule in the government. It is for us not that bad. And if we work, so we can pay taxes. Why not? So it's not that bad in Switzerland to pay taxes. Yeah. Other questions?
Yeah, quickly, I was just wondering if sometimes, even though you have a very nice van that is really spacious, if you feel like the need to rent an apartment somewhere from time to time to have a bit more space and work laundry or work just more comfortably, or you never do it?
Maybe if we are sick,
but we don't
can have. We did it once in Tunisia in 3 months. Even now we are in Switzerland. We don't have an apartment. We live in the van. All the 3-4 months in Switzerland, we sleep every day.
Our bed is better than in the hotels. So we sleep there. No. When we have visitors, like our friend comes to Turkey or to Tunisia, then we go to a hotel.
Because we don't have space for 3 people to sleep, then we go in a hotel with them. That's for us. We stay really in the camper van all the day.
Yeah. But we don't be ill. What do you talk about?
In Turkey, we were once in a hotel. Well, it was motorbike, but
yeah. Yeah. The first year with these motorbikes, we we tried to go with our tent. We wanted to be the very big adventurers with a tent, and we carried the tent and the kitchen, all the stuff in our motorbike, but we didn't use it, everything. We only, in 1 year, we used it 3 nights. Yeah, that was our experience with a tent. And other nights we stayed in hotel or hostels or at families. Yeah. So no, we have to quit them.
No.
Are there questions in the chat? No.
For a last question, and then we have the chance to talk to Heike and Gerd during dinner and during the apero, and I think that's a good opportunity.
We are here.
A last question, yeah.
So you said also in Switzerland you live in a camper van. Where do you stay?
Everywhere.
Everywhere where you can park.
So last night we were at my mom's parking slot. This night maybe we stand down in front of the Bundeshaus.
Normally we don't tell the people where we are.
But it's maybe we have to be tomorrow morning somewhere in the Emmental. And before that we will see. Also, we don't have plans. We don't know where we sleep tonight.
And we don't stay on campgrounds in Switzerland. There are some Stellplätze from Womoland. There is very easy to find and cost not so much, and you can stay there overnight. Yeah, that's okay. And you can stay everywhere.
Mostly, yeah. You have to check if there's a sign no parking for camper vans, but all the other places are okay. That's also why we don't have a bigger car. It looks still a little bit like a transporter.
I think he looks like a camper van. But okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Merci vielmals. Ja, this is. Ja, gaan we het zo opstellen.
Perfect. This cable just like that. Okay. Nice. Seems. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, now we come to the last talk of this conference, and I'm very happy to have Jesse here, all the way from Belgium. We met in Leeds at the Nomad Fest this year, and I heard your talk, and I thought you have to talk again, the same talk. You have 15 minutes, so that's a little bit, I hope that's good enough.
Make it work. We make it work.
Jesse, you talk about discover how spectacular failures can lead to unexpected success and personal reinvention. Jesse, the stage is yours. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I will be here the first speaker tonight who is actually using the stage. So my name is Jesse, and let's stand up, get a bit of energy in the room. So let's all stand up. And I have a beautiful question for you all. You can sit down just now. You can sit down if you do not like failure. If you do not like mistakes, you may sit. So everybody who does not like mistakes can now sit down. Go ahead.
You should sit.
I see surprisingly a lot of people still standing. You know, you people who like mistakes. I would definitely sit down right with you there. But you're the type of people who wake up in the morning. You think, what would make this morning so beautiful? If I can just spill some coffee on the floor, that's a beautiful morning. If I can just fuck up a bit of work, that makes it better. those are you type of people. Okay, now everybody can sit down. If you're truly well, honest with yourself, see, there's already a mistake. The thing fell off. Can you hear me? Okay, so if we are truly honest with ourselves, we don't like to make mistakes. We don't like to fail. Whenever we make a mistake, we think, shouldn't be happening. I don't like this. This is not fun. I want to have this beautiful, successful ride. We've seen just this beautiful presentation about the caravan or going around. No, I bet there are some bumps in the road sometimes. All the so that is what I will be talking about, because you know what is the most interesting thing about failing? The best thing that ever happened to me in my life, that was losing $100,000. And it was not just all my money. That was all the money of my ex-girlfriends. That was
Ex-girlfriend.
a loan from the bank. That was money of my friends, money of my family, and I lost it all in the stock market. Because you know what? In 2020, something incredible, something beautiful happened. Do we all know what happened in 2020? Yes, lockdown, COVID, and I discovered something there. I discovered trading stocks. Can I ask you a few more questions? Who here loves freedom? Raise your hand if you love freedom. The ability to travel wherever you like. Who here likes money? Just financial freedom, that it comes into your bank account. Who likes your financial freedom? Exactly. Me too. I love it. So my idea was, I trade stocks on the stock market. I make money. I travel the world. And I become a rich millionaire. It's like, look at me. I'm so important and rich. Amazing. Now, that's not exactly how the plan went. Because it did went great for the first 6 months. It went so good that I was telling my friends, I was telling my family, you know, I'm making money for 6 months. You should give all your money to me because I'm going to make you rich. I put all the money in the stock market. And it's like, it went crazily well. So if something goes good, and you're making money, what do? Hey, you want more. So then I started trading options. And trading options is such an incredible product. You should all try it if you want to lose a lot of money in a very short amount of time. Option is all for you. So I lost the money of everyone. And everything I knew about success, all my dreams, everything about traveling, everything I wanted to accomplish in my life just faded away from the sun, for the sun. I was there. I was no one. I thought success wasn't possible anymore. And I just was in this bad space. And then I started actually researching, started learning from people who went this road before. And then I came across this incredible quote. Everybody gets what they want out of the stock market. I was thinking, everybody gets what they want out of the stock market. It's the biggest piece of crap I ever heard in my life. Everybody gets what they want. Do you think I want to lose all my money? No, I want to be damn rich. I want to be successful. I want to be... This is what I didn't understand. Every little mistake you do, every little flaw I have to pay a price for that. The stock market was just a reflection of me. Anger, that's fun, that's great, you're angry, that's good. Just cost you $15,000, no problem. That's a little bit frustrating, right? Yeah, well, that's $10,000 for your frustration.
And that makes you sad. Oh, that's sad, you know, haha, so sad. And then the stock market told me, you know, that's no problem. That's $20,000. And now you're greedy, now you want more money. No worries, $50,000 for that one. So I had to make a decision in my life. Either I was going to change or I would quit. And I will share with you my 3 most valuable lessons of losing everything. These lessons cost me $100,000. It's my most expensive therapy. And you just get it all for free. Now, I don't want you to believe me. I don't want you to believe it me. I probably will say things you already know, but I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you, prove me wrong. Prove these 3 ideas wrong and come back to me and tell me that I'm wrong. So now, lesson number 1 is accept. You cannot move forward in this life. You cannot achieve anything if you cannot accept where you are right now. If you want to go anywhere on a roadmap, if you want to go anywhere, any destination, you have to first know where you are right now. You cannot change anything. So from the moment we can accept, from the moment we can look in the mirror and see, hey, I'm not perfect. I have all these flaws. That's hard to admit. It's hard to admit to look in the mirror and say like, oh my God, I can be so much better than this. But the only way to grow, the only way to achieve anything is the ability to look in the mirror, to stand there and say, hey, I can be so much better than this. I can accomplish so much more than this. We can move forward when we take full responsibility about our actions. Yes, it is true. In this life, we don't have control over what happens to us. Sometimes it rains, sometimes shit just happens. But there's one thing you have control over is how do you respond to bad situations? How do you respond to setbacks? Will you decide to move forward? Will you decide to grow? Or will you blame others? You know what I did before? The fact that I was losing was not my mistake. It was not the market. Internet was slow. I need more screens. The market is wrong. But at one point, we have to admit, I was a problem. And if I want to change, if I actually want to accomplish my dreams, I have to change me. Accept where you are. Lesson number 2 is act. We hear here a lot on the talks about discipline, about to take action, to do just things perfectly. Now, I can ask you, who is here perfectly 100% disciplined all the time in their life? Raise your hands. Yes, everybody in this room is raising their hand. Absolutely wonderful, such a disciplined people here. So yes, it is very hard to be disciplined. And in trading, it's the thing you have to be disciplined the most. If there's one thing I was not, it was not disciplined. I just want to get in there. I want to just get things done. But there's one little trick. There's one little truth about discipline, about your habits. Consistency it's more important than perfection. We think we need to make this life-changing choices every day. We think we have to turn around, we have to walk straight, bam, 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 and disciplined all the time, and then things are perfectly. But what we fail to understand, we make life-changing decisions every single day. Every little action you do, every little thing you do, it's a vote for the person who do you want to become. It's a vote for your future self, just by small changes. By if you right now decide to become 1% better, you can achieve incredible results. I read this study, and this was it's one of my favorite studies. It is about the British cycling team. So in 2003, the British cycling team was very bad. They were so bad that the bike manufacturers were saying, please, can you not buy our bikes? Because we do not want the reputational damage. And then in 2003, the coach decided, let's improve this, let's make this better, let's turn this around. So what he started to do was, how can we make it just 1% better? So they made the saddle a little bit more comfortable. They started making the wheels a little bit more aerodynamic. Then what they also started to do is, they started to changing the shower gel of the athletes to have better shower gel. And then they said that the athletes had to travel with their own pillows so they could sleep better. So what are the small changes? What are the small little things? What are the small improvements you can implement in your life? Because you know what started happening with the British cycling team? His goal was to win the Tour de France in 5 years' time. They did it in 3 years' time. In 3 years' time, they started winning championships after championship, conquering the Tour de France, just by implementing small changes. So I want to invite you, how can you become 1% better? What are the small things, the little things you can do in your daily life? How can you just, what is a little thing how you can make your life just 1% better? And if you can do that every single day, before you know it, you also will start winning championships. You will become closer and closer to your goals. Lesson number 3 is achieve. We do not see what we believe what we see. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but the gist of it is the story we tell ourselves, the story how we see the world that expands. If you focus on negative aspects, I was focusing on, oh my God, I don't have money. Oh my God, I lost everything. Oh my God, I'm such a loser. And that's all I can see. All I see is mistakes. All I see is flaws. All I see are the bad things in our life. If we focus on the bad things, guess what will happen? More bad things will come. Yeah, look at that. I was right. You know, my life sucks. Look at this and this and this. And you're gonna look, oh my God, why are all the things in my life? Oh, there as well. You just see all this flaw. What if you flip the script? What if you decide, hey, I can do this? Well, every mistake, every flaw, that's for me an opportunity to grow. Every possibility, every roadblock makes me stronger. Every action I take brings me closer. If you start focusing on the positive aspects in your life, if you start focusing on the things that are working, if you start focusing on where you are lucky in your life. They did this amazing study of a group of people who saw themselves as very lucky and a group of people who saw themselves as very unlucky. And they let both of these groups, they let them perform tasks. And they were hiding money in the tasks. Now, take a guess which group found most money. People who saw themselves as lucky. Same situation, same circumstances, different mindsets, different outcome. Let me give another study. Who believes here, by show of hands, who believes that stress is bad for them? Who believes that stress is bad?
What kind of stress?
What kind of stress? Stress in general. And most of you raise your hand, and you're absolutely right. Stress includes cardiovascular diseases, and stress literally shortens your life. But they also did another study, and these results only held up if you believe that stress was bad for you. They did a group in Harvard University, did a study that if you reframe stress as, this is my body ready to perform, this is my body being excited, this is my body preparing for the task. All of a sudden, same arousal, same situation, different response. Stress became actually powerful for them. You know what professional athletes are doing right before they are performing? They feel stressed, but they're like, yes, I need to feel this. This is my body creating the things I need to be at my absolute best. So instead of saying, I'm not supposed to feel stressed, no, this is your fuel to perform. By just changing your story, by changing the things in your life, by changing your perception, you actually can change the outcome. So, if I want you to take anything away from this talk, I do want to remember you these 3 things. Accept. You cannot move forward, you cannot go anywhere if you cannot accept the situation where you are right now. Number 2 is act. Show me your habits and I will show you your future. Just by implementing small changes, that can lead to your victory. And lesson number 3 is achieve. The story you tell yourself is the story you will live. Lao Tzu said it the best. Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits, because that becomes your character, and watch your character because that becomes your destiny. So I want to end with this. Whenever you feel, I want to challenge you with this. Whenever you feel you have your next roadblock, whenever you feel like this is not supposed to happen in my life, take a step back, accept the situation. How can you improve? How can you learn? How can you grow? If there's anything I've learned over these past few years, it is the roadblocks. Those are the things that make you strong. When we look at studies of people who achieve incredible things in their lives, it's the bad things that makes them the strongest. It's the things that it's the bad, it's the mistakes, it is the failure. That is where all the growth happens. And now, you probably want to know the one question: did I make the 100,000 euro back? Well, not yet, but there's a few things that did happen. I stopped losing in the stock market. I started making money in the stock market. I started actually growing. I'm a better friend. I'm a better son. I became way more patient. Like I said, this was my most expensive therapy. So learn from your mistakes. And I want to challenge you, make this life as beautiful as you possibly can, because your mistakes can be your biggest opportunity to grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jesse. Very impressive. Maybe there are some questions. No questions about failures. So let's do some. And we have. Thank you very much, Jesse.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we are going back to the panel. So the last thing before dinner or before apéro. Rolf, what we need? 5 chairs.
Yes,
and
I
keynote speakers.
invite the keynote speaker to take their chair and bring to the stage. Somehow we need to see if we fit them here somehow. Or at least we have at least 2 chairs here. You can take mine as well. No, Stefan, you take from here. Also, Heike and Gerd, you do not need to take these chairs. Yes, exactly. There is 1 chair there. Jesse, yeah, take this one. And then we see how we fit these people. Maybe we need to move that one as well on the floor. Huh?
Maybe we can sit here on the
No failures right now.
Nico, kannst du die Kamera bringen? Kamera.
Heute müssen wir noch eine.
Ist zwar nicht schlecht.
Ja,
zwar nicht schlecht. Von hinten ist. Ich denke, das wäre mir wegen der Köpfe, aber ich glaube, es würde länger. Vielleicht besser als die. Okay, so we are ready. Yes, let's start with the questions to our lovely speakers. We do have time. I'm gonna start with some questions, and then afterwards you can also get questions. And then also from the online participants, please write your questions in the chat. We read them and ask them these. So one topic was about, yeah, as Susan said, just do it. Some people told me, yeah, that sounds nice, but how do you actually start and do it? Because maybe you have some obstacles, maybe you don't feel like doing it. Who has an answer to that? Just do it, Jesse.
I feel with the problem with just do it, a lot of people, they think we need to figure out to climb the whole mountain. We need to, where do I start? Okay, what do you want to do? What is the first step you can take? You don't need to climb the mountain, but if you want to take action, what is the first little thing you do towards your action? What is the one step ahead? And then when you figure the one step right ahead of you, what is the step right after that? What is the step after that? And then you can create momentum to go where you want to go. Don't climb the mountain. Take the first step.
Baby steps, huh? Yeah, like you said. Someone else an opinion on that?
Yeah, we did a big plan. We had a big Excel with all worries, and we thought about all worries, and after that, it was clear we can do that because we can handle all worries, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And we had 4 years for planning because our son was studying and we wanted to finish him. Not finish him. You know what I mean.
Finish.
Yeah, and after that, we started to travel. But the start of the travel was the biggest thing. Traveling is not so difficult. The start is the most difficult thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Do the first step is the most impressive one for yourself, I think. And don't be shy. Don't be afraid if you fail, because next time you do it different. But try it. If it's important for you, then try it.
Maybe one last thing to add. Yeah, baby steps and whatever, and also what you said. But for me, sometimes it's also just stop thinking. I mean, you just said you did a plan for 4 years. We didn't plan any of that. We just stopped thinking and we just did it. So that was, and it doesn't really matter if you think about traveling or changing your life, change your job, whatever. Yeah, just do it and stop thinking.
Yeah, something else I also struggled with in the very beginning is to turn off work at in the evenings or after work when you are self-employed, and it took me 5 years or something to learn that. So what is your strategy, for example, Stefan, to stop think about work and just like do this cut?
Like, I think stop thinking to work. I'm not there to just stop thinking. Like, everything I see is connected. Especially me and my business partner, we always spin off ideas. Doesn't matter if we're in a sauna, if we're skiing. We also work very flexible. We don't have really an office, but we do our tasks more focused. Okay, we do most of the things we always do during the week, but ideas and things and turning completely off new ideas, that's very difficult. I doubt if I ever will learn it, but managing your time and making sure you have the balance, I think that's something that I have under control. But turning my brain off is very difficult.
I think a good thing you can do is we plan our times when we need to work, and we have a schedule or work schedule, but we don't have a schedule when we take breaks. So if you say like, hey, this time is for me, this time is for relaxing, and now on my work schedule, I need to relax. And if I'm not relaxing, then I'm doing something wrong. So if you can plan your breaks, it will be way more beneficial and easier to have a more proper balance.
Yeah, I try to change these rules because we have it was decided by the society that you have the time to work, you have the time to spend time with your family, with friends, and you have your time for you, or your time off. And why do not mix all together? So I try to work maybe sometimes 7 days the week, but not 7 days the weeks, 8 or 10 hours. So I have never this impression at Friday evening, oh, weekend, oh, and at Sunday evening, oh, bad, I have to go back to work. So I think this is also, a possibility to see another way to implement the free time and the time with the family and the work.
Exactly. Okay. Like I totally agree what you're saying, and it's making the mix. Like I go skiing, I have my laptop also in my bag, and I need to do a meeting or I need to do something. I'm also with clients. There's different companies, but having the balance, like I don't feel when it's weekend or when it's a holiday time period. If it's balanced out, it's like, okay, work needs to be done there, work needs to be done there. Oh, it's nice weather. This is great. I'll just go hiking today because I have the time for myself to do this. So it's like, it's and structure, but it's also having not the structure and having your self-discipline of doing your tasks, which are really, I totally agree on you. Just find the balance, and it's not like in the social thing of like, we have a weekend. No, it's like we do the things that need to be done and enjoy ourselves while doing that.
I'm self-employed since nearly 30 years. And when I realized that I'm not so important what I thought, it makes me very relaxed. Because my job, I like my job, I love the work and I love my customers, and also, but I'm not so important what we all think about ourselves. And hey, that makes easy the whole life, not only the work. The whole life is easier when you not so much think about yourself.
Very good, thank you. Okay, so we do have maybe some questions from the audience here. Now it's the time to ask them and get like 6 answers. Who wants to start? Apero only starts when the questions were over. Or maybe there are some online. Susanna? No, nothing? Okay. There is one.
Hello. I'm actually thinking about right now to start my own business. The idea came when I talked to some people here. And my question is, what advice would you give me to what could be the first step? How or what mentality do you give me to start? Like what motivation? I'm thinking about maybe starting to coach people or help people living more minimalistic. And I think it's a huge trend. And I also live minimalistic since a few years, many years actually. But I was always employed and I was never self-employed. I have a few friends that are self-employed and I see that it's they work a lot. But they love it. But I'm a bit afraid of starting. Like what would be an advice to start?
I will start, yeah. I mean, it sounds like a very interesting idea, and I think there are a lot of ideas around, but I think don't take it too easy, and be prepared that it is not easy. It's really tough. It's not dependent on the working hours. If you like it, then yeah, you find your way for your working hours or for your own flexibility. But it's really tough, especially in the beginning. Maybe I don't know how it is after 30 years, but it is really tough, and be prepared for that. It's not easy.
Thanks.
Just to add, what was really important for me, or what I see is important, that to talk about your project with a lot of people, talk about it, yeah, and be aware that people will say, what do you have for an idea there? Okay, I try other, and then make tests for days, or to coach some people. So you have to make it public. And you have a super idea, but the people and the world must know that you want to do this. And then you have the feedback really clear from the people, and then go, do it, start.
And probably you don't ask your mom. I don't know your mom, but meet people with the same mindset to talk about that. And don't ask the family. They wanted to have you in a safe position, and yeah.
I'm not self-employed, but I think one important thing is, don't listen to people who don't believe in you. Listen only in people who believes in you, and you will know it if you fail. The other don't have to say it before that. You will try whatever you can for that job, and believe in you and listen to people who believes in you. I think it's important.
I think the easiest step for this is surround yourself with people already further in the journey, already accomplished or a step ahead of where you want to go. And then, because like we said, there will be challenges, there will be unforeseen circumstances, but if you have that passion, if you're willing to grow, if you're willing to jump and say like, hey, this is what I want to do, then you will figure out a way. But by having people already in that journey, you learn your lessons way faster.
Yeah, you have also to manage what I think is really difficult, though. You take holidays, and then when you are in holiday, well, you're not working and there's no money coming in. So this is also a little bit pressure you have when you are not employed. Huh? So to manage this time and to know that you have the time off, and you will work when you are here again, or from remote or so. But also that's this security. You lose a little bit security, and the people, they don't like this, especially in Switzerland. Yeah. I think that's a big problem. That 12 years ago, I decided to make a break for 2 months, and the company said, no, it's not possible. You have a team, and you cannot go 2 months. And so I said, okay, I quit my job. We quit both our job, and then we go 1 year around the world. We come back, we had 0 francs. So, okay, and then we start again. But it's not a problem. You have the family in the back, you have at least, maybe your family, they get the money back. So, try it.
I also want to say, just try it. And maybe if you have already a job, don't wait to create the perfect product, but just start using it. Get people to test it, see what's happening, learn from your product, and just slowly build things up. It could maybe be you first do your job half part-time, and you do your business part-time as well, and you try to build something up. And by doing it and testing it, you will get your product and feel also what for you is working as well.
Wow, what great answers, powerful answers from them.
Merci.
Also, when Susan says it's hard, it doesn't mean she don't believe you can do it, right? Not the same, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I have a question. It's just a little curiosity for Susan, because you told that when you were 43, you quit your job, right? And you have now your business. The business you have now came from a passion you had previously, right? Or an idea that came after you quit your job?
Yeah, actually, it was really after. So we decided to do that. So to quit the job and quit the apartment and all that. And then we really first did kind of a time out. So we went on an island, Kocher. You can surround it within 30 minutes. So there's nothing. So you start thinking about you and what you want. And for me, after that, for me, it was clear. My idea came out, and I changed it in the meantime a bit, but the basic is still what I decided more or less a year ago. Yeah. But for me, I first really also I had some ideas, but I wanted to also give me that time.
Thanks.
I have a question concerning sales acquisition of new clients, because I am now like throwing into the situation. I am growing up on my own business, but I wasn't supposed to. It just happened kind of. And I am employed, and I'm starting getting self-employed. But then I'm thinking, if I'm traveling around, how do I get new clients? How do I do acquisition? Can you do some what kind of tools do you use, or how do you do that? Because in some point, if you're growing your business, sometimes it's better if you're located at one point, but you're like traveling around all the time, and yeah, you have to have like clients which are okay with the situation. You're not with them, you're kind of working digital with them. Yeah, how do you do that?
Okay, so I start. So it doesn't really, or for me, yeah, I do everything online, so fully remote. But I, especially for the business part, I don't know the English, was it called cold calling? So it doesn't really matter where I am, I can do cold calling and say, hello, here I am. And other than that, of course, it's social media, all the platforms, or not all of them. So that was also quite a challenge for me. On which platform do I really would like to be, or promote myself? Yeah, of course, that's also really a jungle. So that was one thing I decided for me. So, but I do social media. And also here, yeah, of course, that's one of the, I would like to do my business, and I don't want to sell myself, but at the end, that's part of the business. So yeah, you have to go there. And that's, for me, that's the tough part of it. But it's part of the business. And yeah, if you would like to be successful, or at least I can say it for me, then this is what I have to do, yeah.
No, I think it also depends a bit on what kind of product you have and how you get things. Like for me, I want to promote our co-living space, for instance, and I live there myself. I don't live there permanently, but I also go to events to talk about it, to get to different places. And yeah, online you can do a lot of lead generation with Instagram, with Facebook, LinkedIn marketing is very good as well. So there are different options, and it just depends also in which type of direction you want to go and where your current clients came from. If they're local and you have your product very local, then yeah, traveling is going to be very different. So you probably want to have a different product to sell. But otherwise, anything you can do digitally, you can probably do anywhere in the world. Just find your way of where your market clients are and reach out.
I think what we talked about before is the small steps. So be more local, go to events and promote, make posts of different ways, and then step by step. You are a little bit back. You are longer on the way on traveling, and people, when people don't realize where you are now, then it's okay.
And when you have some customers, they can tell other customers as well. So for me, it works. I only need 7 or 8 customers a year. That's for me okay. And I learned be very careful with them. It is much more easier to work with the same customers over years than every time with new customers. So I decided 5 years or 6 years ago, no, a little bit more, to make a lot of social media marketing, and it worked very good. But in the last 2 years, we decided to go away from social media, except LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is, my customers are there. I don't know what is your business, but when your customers are on Instagram or whatever, then go there. But my customers are the people who are on LinkedIn. So I share some knowledge on LinkedIn. I don't share about my cup of coffee and my, I know, and I share only, most of the time, only knowledge. And that shows the customers, oh, I'm there. And they know, all of them, they know that we are traveling. And in the beginning of our travel, they ask, you are on holiday. I don't want to disturb you. No, it's not holiday. So I posted some of that stories on LinkedIn. And so all of the customers know, okay, that is work and travel. So, and that is okay for them. So I don't know, what is your business? Probably we can...
Yeah, it's actually digital communication, web and social media. So.
But that worked very good. We met a lot of people, they do that on the road. Probably, if you have some of the customers, they can tell them.
I have one question, and maybe you too, pricing. What kind of pricing do you go for? Like Swiss pricing?
Yeah,
or do you adjust on each country? Because I now have like clients from Greece and clients from Austria and clients from Switzerland, which are like so different countries with different salaries and so on. So
can I ask you something? Is your work better when you do it for Swiss people than for Austrian people?
No.
Why should you get less money then? I'm sorry. Yeah, I have Swiss prices for all of the customers, and it could be that customer. You know, we have been in Iran 3 months. We paid for the 3 months for 2 person around 1,500 Swiss francs. What should they pay me for the work? They couldn't. I'm sorry for that, but they couldn't. So my customers are in Germany, Switzerland, and in Sweden, and in the higher prices.
Yeah, same here. So I also have kind of Swiss prices, but I think what is important for me, that I feel comfortable with my prices. And because I, of course, had the same thoughts, and I'm also focusing on DACH, so Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. But I think as long as I feel comfortable with my prices, that's okay. And if someone really would like to work with me, they would like to work with me, and not just because it's whatever price.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should never undersell yourself. That's the thing. If you can ask for a premium and deliver the service. If you deliver your service, if you believe in your product, the prices is they pay for your service. They don't pay where they come from. They pay for you and for your service. And if you give that service, if you give a good service, and more people are willing to pay more for that good service. So focus then on the service, on the service and the prices that you have your clients for. So, and also money is never the issue. If you have a superior product, people are willing to pay more.
Thanks.
Maybe we have time for one more question.
One last question before dinner and apero. Last question from the audience in online, probably. No, there. Then we check. One more question? No? Okay. Then I think close up.
Beer
We wrap
time.
up. No. Rolf?
Yes.
Yeah. And you?
Yeah, genau. Thank you very much for being here. We do have, what do we have? The slides. We do have some slides, Micho, genau, last slides. Yeah, thanks again for the podium discussion. And yeah. Also, yes, Lorenz, when we are at the thank you.
Yeah, it's time to wrap up now, isn't it? So
exactly.
That was the number 7 Digital Nomad Conference Switzerland. So thank you very much. So I start with the audience online. Thank you very much to be here. I can't see them right now, but you are here. And thank you very much, Susanna, for managing the chat. So we always have a hybrid system. You can join here in the room or online. Thank you very much for joining online. Thank you very much for being an audience here with good questions, with a lot of interest. It was very inspiring, your questions, and it will go on with the apéro and the dinner. And thank you very much to all our keynote speakers coming here, spending their time, didn't say no, so they spent their time for no money, just for that sweetie here. No, I mean, it's really important to have you here, your valuable insights. It was very interesting with the questions. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you on the next conference, coming back for at least for dinner, or for the 1st of February for the General Assembly. You are invited to spend your time there with a fondue. Then thanks very much the sponsors. We have our sponsors here, Co-Living Freelank, with the Nomad Fest and the Snowmad Fest in December. You still can join the Snowmad Fest with ski and work. Thanks for Swiss Dev Jobs for a good job with the communication. So they helped us with communication. Magic Heidi, thank you very much. And Flesk for being a sponsor. And if you are a sponsor for next year, come talk to me. You are the sponsor for next year. You're invited. Thank you very much, all the team, OC team, Rolf. A lot of work still after 7 years. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to work with you. Thank you very much, Mona. She is with her newborn daughter now on the road. Thank you very much, Susanna, for doing the chat and preparation. Thank you very much, Michu. Great job. No failures on the road. Really excellent job doing so far. And I think now, did we forget something?
Yes, Samira. She also helped with the onboarding,
sure,
or how you say, check-in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you look for an association to join, digitalenomaden.ch, you can prepare your unique Airtable description about your services. That's a very good opportunity to start from. We have an open community. So you talk about what your services, what your products are, and our vision is to be the hub. If you come back from your 4 years travel, come back to Digital Nomad Switzerland, we will work on that hub, so you can exchange business ideas, we can work together, we can try to get some initiatives or funding money. We will find it, I'm sure. So that's really the vision. Come to Digital Nomad Switzerland. It's just 20 Swiss francs. And then you get 50% for the next conference. And now I think we are ready for the apéro, no?
Okay, yeah, I have a few words to say for the apéro. apero is always something that stresses me out the most for the planning part.
Okay.
For example, the taxi driver didn't want to bring up the apero as discussed, and so I needed to send someone to get them. But it's here now. The dinner is in two parts. So first is a little apero with the normal cheese and meat things and veggies. And then there will be pizza coming hopefully. I don't know when, but yeah, we fail forward and just try. There's red, white, sparkling beer. So I'm looking very much forward to meet you all here again. And for the online participants, this is the end for you, unfortunately. Next time, yeah, you're invited to come here as well. And yeah, have a nice evening, everyone.
Thank you very much.